Wanganui Chronicle Class 3, 520 metres. Timber Turtle unbeaten in 4 in New Zealand is a $2.10 favourite on the tote and $1.90 all day the book. Tidy field. Last year's Wanganui Cup winner leads them up the inside, and that is Lonesome Nitro. Down goes Petal Sinette, Country Crossing, Timber Turtle. Second line, Kirkham Kobe, Corborn Clay, Boston Heart and Charlie Bobo. Very tidy field. Class 3s. Set to step. Racing Timber Turtle moderately away out wide. Good even line though with Lonesome Nitro the inside and poking forward now. Timber Turtle blazes to the lead like a hare and gets on the hare by 3. Lonesome Nitro giving chase there with Country Crossing round the outside. Charlie Bobo between runners there. Boston Heart. The inside of that we've got Corborn Clay. The last pair here are Kirkham Kobe and Petal Sinette. Timber Turtle out by 6 here on Lonesome Nitro. Country Crossing running a race. Then we've got Charlie Bobo and Boston Heart getting home. Timber Turtle 5 from 5. New Zealand. Lonesome Nitro well done son second. Boston Heart to third. Country Crossing fourth. Then Charlie Bobo. Behind these runners Country Clay, Kirkham Kobe never in it tonight, nor Petal Sinette. What's he run tonight, the Turtle? He was 30 and 16 last week, and he might be around that again. He's led up in 5:08, 18:45 to the second mark. Well, that's tidy. And 30-12 overall, so he outdoes himself by 4/100ths of a second from last week. Number 7, Timber Turtle. Lonesome Nitro second. Boston Heart into third. Country Crossing fourth was Bold. 7-1-6 and 5. Well, the Turtle, look, it was a pretty even line away, but just give him an ounce of room to accelerate, and away he goes. And he's found the front here, and once he was in front, well, it's game over. The $1.90 becomes $1.09 or less. He doesn't punch right through the line over 520 metres, but he does have that very strong middle section, and nothing's been close enough to challenge him so far over those concluding stages. 5 3/4 lengths, the winning margin here. Elizabeth, and we've got a new fella on the scene, and he's got a funny name because I thought turtles were slow. Well, this one's not, and Lisa Ahern bags 4 for the night.
Yeah, she's won half the cards so far. Timber Turtle, he's exciting to watch, isn't he? And he remains unbeaten in 5 starts here in New Zealand. Good time as well, 30-12, so new personal best for Timber Turtle here in race number 8. 1 Lonesome Nitro, he's gone a really good race here for second. And 6 Boston Heart has come home well to grand third across the outside. And number 5 Country Crossing, who's gone a race there for Jason Dunn. 7, 1, 6 and 5, the numbers with Timber Turtle back at the head of the field here in race number 8. That result's coming through. Number 7, Timber Turtle was the favourite. Money came late on the tote, 160, 110. 1 Lonesome Nitro, 160 and 6 Boston Heart, 250. Quinella pays $4.90, Trifecta 716, 27.30. And the first 4, 716 and 5 pays $248.80. Did wrap a double across races 7 and 8. Double 3 with 7, 5.50. The concession 3 with 1 pays $6.50. That was our 8th on the program. Race 9, it gets the quaddie underway and a $2,500 quaddie carry forward, and that will be our feature, the Maibo Vet Collection Wanganui Cup, an outstanding field that we have assembled. All the money earlier on was coming for no decision from box 1 for Gary Cleve, and is paying $351.35 fixed, $421.80 the tote, so is now the bookie's favourite. 2 Timmy Trumpet, $3.80 and $1.30 on fixed odds, and 4 Miss Eldora, $4.50 and $1.60. You've got the likes of number 6 Carver Blue. Speaking to Dave Fahey, didn't like box 6. He said it's going to need the right run in order to win this. When you go through Carver Blue's races that he's contested since arriving in New Zealand, he's lined up in just about all of the big races. Yet to pinch one. He did win the Dunedin Cup, but $7.02.10 on fixed odds was, of course, the runner-up in the Auckland Cup. 7 Dirk the Jerk, we heard from Jason Dunn just before. Box 7 sounds like the main query, $7.50 and $2.10 with the bookies. Race number 9 gets underway at 8:37. Matt, we'll be back again to preview the big race prior to then.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Looking forward to that as we build a little bit closer to a start in the Stayers Cup final there tonight. Arch Lawrence visiting trainer down there to Whanganui, and he has the stronghold in the race, of course, with Shandell and T Maria. 60 seconds away from the Ipswich Greyhounds, race number 8. We're meeting 34 there this evening. This race over 431 metres. The favourite is Cash Explosion, $3 and $1.30. Well, speaking of cash explosions, we had one in the pick 6 tonight. at Alexandra Park, and the first leg went the way of favourite punters in Aliante, 170 and 104. We might be able to get another update of that pick six in a moment, and to keep the punters aware of what's happening there. Here we go, 59,217.14 live units chasing the fast track insurance. Pick six, $40,000 guaranteed there in the pick six. Second leg, race number 6, is the Atlas Concrete Handicap Trots over 2,700 metres, and that is due at around 11 minutes. Shortly to box away for the 8th, though, at the Ipswich Greyhounds. The selections in the 8th, the first leg of the treble, from John Brash, 3 to beat 5, 1 and 4. 3 to beat 5, 1 and 4 in the first leg of the treble. We'll be linking back up with Mark Cookson on the back of this race from Ipswich, where they're about to box away. Generally, from these boxes, the inside one dog, if it bounces away, gets to the rail first. 9 times out of 10, they're running the first 3 to 1. It's 470, 160. Let's link up with John Brash, second row coming forward. Lure is about to be set in motion.
Next at 420, as is Bartholomew, 420. Cosmo Trav at 7. Symphonic Dancer at 8. We'll soon know because there's the green light already. Racing, fast away, Cash Explosion with Spring Shanghai. Bartholomew settles third, followed by Cosmo Trav. Symphonic Dancer check, so was Alpha Mimos, Fire Gal. Near the rear, Rosju Goanna over the back. Cash Explosion dash 4 lengths in front of Spring Shanghai. Cosmo Trav, followed by Bartholomew and Symphonic Dancer coming to the turn. Cash Explosion leads, making up ground. Spring Shanghai. Cash Explosion in front, got away again. Cash Explosion beat second. Spring Shanghai. Symphonic Dancer third, followed by Cosmo Trav. Then Bartholomew in front of Fire Gal. Well back.
3, 4, 6 and 5. Number 3, Cash Explosion, $3.20 if you were on the 1. You jumped okay, got to the rail fast enough, but the speedo never got any quicker. Nonetheless, that is the 4th coming through from Ipswich. Harness racing now continues with the second leg of the Fast Track Insurance Pick 6 through from Alexandra Park, and there is One Over the Moon. He's a son of Majestic Sun. He's served a couple of mares. He's the second favourite here, 380 off 45 metres, equal marks with Harry Soul. Mark Cookson, an intriguing race here. I'm interested to see what Tony Herlihy has to say about the second favourite, the wee fella, One Over the Moon.
Yes, certainly, Matt. He's had this horse back in the stables for just over a week from the south, and the horse won't be too far away after a few more runs, it sounds like, from heading south. We'll find out from the man himself, who's out there at the moment with One Over the Moon, Tony Herlihy. I caught up with him a short time ago. Race 6 tonight, Tony, One Over the Moon. All looking forward to this horse's resumption. What's the situation? What's Paul communicated to you about how the horse has been working down south?
Yeah, well, I've only had him the week sort of thing. He's come up from Paul Nean, and he was very happy with the way he was coming up. He hasn't trialled at all, but Paul's put a fair bit of work into him, and we worked him the other day over at Steve Stockman's track, and he did work really nice. So yeah, without trialling him, he's about as forward as you could get him at this stage.
In 45 metres at Alexandra Park, how's this horse going to handle that?
Yeah, it's going to be an ask. It depends on what they go off the front, but probably a bit of a help is that it's not a big field, so he could end up getting a bit of a drag into it. But first up for a while, he'll probably need that too. It just depends on how hard they go up front and what have you. But he is a class horse, and he's got the ability.
What are the immediate plans for this horse going forward after tonight?
I think he's just up here for 3 races, and then he'll go back south. And he's also got a pending stud career too. He's apparently got 2 nice yearlings at foot at the moment, and he will serve a few more mares in the spring if he gets them.
So it seems like it's a busy program on the racetrack and the breeding barn in the plans for One Over the Moon as the horse resumes tonight. Tony obviously wasn't pleased and intimated that to the stewards off the back of the Green Lane Cup. This horse's last race day run, disappointing, so went out for the spell. And he's back here tonight, One Over the Moon. Had that Australian campaign, which didn't really come up trumps. Last raced in the Trotters Cup on Super Sunday, Miracle Mile Day at Tabcorp Park, Menangle, over the 3,000 metres, and then subsequently ran in that Green Lane Cup here at the park during the Auckland Carnival. There's Harry Soul. It's runner number 7 in this race, the son of Gotta Go Collect. It's trained by Dave and Claire McGowan. It's the current race favourite with the bookmakers. Second favourite on the tote. Favourite there's Cool Cobber. But Harry Soul's driver is Todd McFarlane. Big test tonight off the 45 metres.
Yeah, it is. Statistically, if they run off the front, it's probably, you would say the time he probably has to run, he couldn't beat them. But he's been racing really well, and you can probably never ride him off. He's a nice horse, and he's racing super.
Yeah, some nice recent races off the 30 metres over the 2700. This horse picked up its 7th win. The 8th win. The 9th win came here at the last meeting when it just got up to beat Charlemagne, its race day rival tonight, who's got the 20 metre handicap here, so has a wee bit on Harry Soul in terms of the handicaps. Cool Cobber is second up tonight. It's coming off the back of placing in behind Sunset Peak, who also lines up here off the front with John and David Butcher, and Ben will take the drive, and being a junior claiming driver, that's how Sunset Peak gets to be positioned where it is in this race. And yeah, Cool Cobber, that was a nice performance that day, beaten less than 2 lengths by Sunset Peak, and that was at the first up run, so should be fitter for that. It comes off the 35 metres tonight. The son of Pegasus Spur, Derek Ball, the trainer, is in the bike. Couple of minutes away here from an intriguing race here. Aaron White, the Atlas Concrete Handicap Trot. How did you see it?
Went the way of Cool Cobber, made him a special as well. The Pegasus Spur 9-year-old, after a very good fresh up run 3 weeks ago. He looked very nice and relaxed through his prelim again tonight. So maybe he's just not feeling those legs now, which is a good thing. And we know how good he is when he's sound, Cool Cobber, and just the way he got home. Derek did warn us fresh up that he wasn't going to be doing anything spectacular on the horse, just set him out the back, let him roll home from the 500, and he found the line really, really nicely in behind Sunset Peak, and that was on a 57.6 last half. So I'm going to go that way. 6 Cool Cobber, the 2,700 metres will certainly help negate the 35 metre back mark. Harry Soul, very good, winning last time, just 0.2 outside of the I Can Do's at National Amtrak 2,200 metre record. Was a nice winner, 2,700 metres, beating home Bobby Breen 2 starts ago. Todd McFarlane, the 2 Sunset Peak, she's been doing a great job for the Butchers since arriving north. Ben to do the driving tonight, and 1 Over the Moon. Always love this majestic son. Entire, of course, as we heard from Tony in the interview, he's already got a couple of foals on the ground as 1 Over the Moon. Tony to do the driving. Generally takes 1 or 2 runs to get really wound up, so I couldn't really back him tonight at the $4.60, $1.70. I'd want a bit more on 1 Over the Moon. Not saying that he couldn't win, but generally, and especially off a 45 metre back mark, it's going to be very, very hard. But we'll go with a better than night here, number 6, Cool Cobber, to beat the 7, the 2 and the 8.
Thank you, Aaron. 59,217.14 live units remaining in pick 6 off the back of Aliante's success. And in terms of the multi tonight, I've put Harry Soul on top of my selections for the race, but it's just the fact of that 45 metres concerning me now, and that's why I put the horse in for a place. Certainly Todd McFarlane thinks that this horse is good enough to place, but maybe not quite being able to be at the top of the dais, so to speak, here in race number 6 tonight. Over start time for this one. Few chances in this particular event. The race which follows is the first leg of a $40,000 quaddie, guaranteed. Most still alive in pick 6, of course, but you can have a go at the second quaddie $40,000 chase. An intriguing quaddie too, with certainly a tough second half of it to come. Workouts at Franklin tomorrow. We've got 9 on the program there, with Cameron Shaw doing the calling at Franklin. Been some good fields at the Franklin workouts over the past few weeks, and that continues tomorrow at the Franklin workouts. So stay tuned for the results of those. And of course, Rangiora, they race on Sunday. Saturday night, we've got that big race at Melton, which sees Franco Cristiano, John Dunn and Robert Dunn. John's over with Franco Cristiano to drive in an MO event against our Waikiki.
So the trotter's been asked to come up onto their marks now for the Atlas Concrete Handicap Trot. Race 6 on the card. Thank you, Mark. Feature square gating event. The barrier strands release. And they're off and trotting, and first out is Hot Chocolate Tart from Regal Petite, and then Majestic Ali. They're followed by Sunset Peak and Charlemagne. Further back in the field on settling down, we've got Cool Cobber, One Over the Moon, and Harry Sill will settle back last as they sweep across the showgrounds turn their first occasion. Nicky Chilcott with Hot Chocolate Tart, a length and a half Regal Petite. Zach Butcher gunning for 5 wins on the card tonight. He's got the back of Hot Chocolate Tart. 4 lengths away, Sunset Peak striding forward now for Ben Butcher to be third, then Majestic Ali and Charlemagne. 3 or 4 lengths away in the field, Cool Cobber, One Over the Moon, and Harry Sills galloped across the top first time and is now detached by some 30 lengths as they work through the lane. Atlas Concrete Trot down to the judge and 2 to go. Hot Chocolate Tart, the mare by Continental Man. Here's Sunset Peak. The Sundon mare striding forward on the outside looking for the top. So they work around the stables corner. They're followed by Regal Petite. There's 3 lengths away in the field to Majestic Ali. Charlemagne's on its back. 3 lengths then to a Cool Cobber and Derek Ball. They're back second last to the winning chances, and then One Over the Moon. Harry Sill with that gallop across the showgrounds turn first time out of commission. Through the back they go, and Sunset Peak now on to the top for Ben Butcher. From in second, Hot Chocolate Tart, and 3 back on the inside, Regal Petite. They followed Majestic Ali, lead time 128.2. Striding forward now is Charlemagne. Joshua Dickey asks him to slide forward. Cool Cobber looked to come with him, but Charlemagne's gunning for the top spot, and further back then to One Over the Moon. Charlemagne takes over at the 1400 metres, strides away by 2, Sunset Peak, and then Hot Chocolate Tart 3 lengths away in the field, Regal Petite. That has Cool Cobber out park. Majestic Ali, the Magic Man Morris McHenry the inside, the Iceman Tony Hurley with One Over the Moon on the back of Cool Cobber, and further away in the field then to Harry Sill after an early gallop. 30 and 9 the opening quarter. Atlas Concrete Handicap Trot and Sunset Peaks whipped around to take the lead again off Charlemagne as they stride into the final circuit. Hot Chocolate Tart third and 3 back on the inside. Regal Petite's out park giving Cool Cobber a run home. And then Majestic Ali on the inside, and One Over the Moon biding his time back at the tail. Harry Sill no chance. 800 left to go. Sunset Peak, second quarter, 31.4 into the back. A length and a quarter, Charlemagne. Then Regal Petite sitting third and parked around Hot Chocolate Tart. In the 1-1 is Cool Cobber. Majestic Ali trapped away, 4 back on the inside. And then One Over the Moon. They're 5.50 out from the judge. In our feature trot tonight, the Atlas Concrete. And in front still is Sunset Peak. From Charlemagne, Regal Petite, Hot Chocolate Tart, then Cool Cobber. Only 3 lengths off the lead now with 400 to go. Here's One Over the Moon coming forward. Derek goes out in front of him with Cool Cobber, and then Majestic Ali back straight quarter, 31.5. They come onto the corner. One Over the Moon with a sharp sprint. He's going to hit the front as they head for home with Cool Cobber. Then Regal Petite, One Over the Moon. Cool Cobber looking to fight back. Then Regal Petite and Hot Chocolate Tart. Majestic Ali. One Over the Moon's in front. Cool Cobber trying to grip back on the inside. One Over the Moon. Welcome back. That's been some win. 330.7 off the front. We'll trim it up from the 45. Spectacular win. The entire home nicely. Second, Cool Cobber. Then we got photos. Third, Hot Chocolate Tart, Majestic Ali. Further back in the field then to a Charlemagne, Regal Petite. Back there too was Sunset Peak, and Harry Sill with an early gallop was never a factor. Wow. That's all you can say for that win. Fresh up, Majestic Sun. 6-year-old Bay Stallion. He's already got a couple of kids on the ground, and he's going to show the kids how to do it with a powerful sprint to get over the top of Cool Cobber. A nice run, Majestic Ali for third, and then came Hot Chocolate Tart, and the next across was Regal Petite in our feature trot, the Atlas Concrete Handicap Trot, and that's Career Success 20 tonight at start 57.
Official placings, race 6, the Atlas Concrete Handicap Trot. 863-145. 863-145. Horse 8, 1 Over the Moon. Trotted the 2,700 metres from a stand in a handicap and a net time of 3:27.2. It's a mile rate of 2:3.5. Last 860, the 428.4. The margins 1 1/4 lengths, 2 1/4 lengths, a long neck. 863-145, race 6, the Atlas Concrete Handicap Trot.
Returns to racing with a stunning win, or 1 Over the Moon, raced by breeders Lex and Heather Williams. Majestic Sun, 1 over Kenny, 6-year-old Bay Stallion. Tony Hurley, the trainer driver out of Papakura, the Iceman, with the Mitavite Black Bike back into the winners' enclosure. Tony also sponsored by Woodland Stud. Graham Colley down there with Atlas Concrete, representing the sponsors in the victory presentation. Peter May, race night steward of the Auckland Trotting Club. 6 Cool Cobber, Pegasus Spur, Cool Maiden, 9-year-old Bay Gelding for second. KC and Mrs. J.L. Baines, the owners. Derek Ball, the trainer-driver, Pukekohe. 3 Majestic Ali for third. Majestic Sun, Bay, 5-year-old Mira out of Galleon's Paradise. S.R. Hewson and Mrs. A.R. Hewson, the owners. Michelle Wallace, Bernie Hackett, trained at Waiuku. And Morris McKendry was the driver. 1 Over the Moon, number 8. Returns $4.50 the win and $1.60 the place, $4.50 and $1.60. 6 Cool Cobber, $1.40, $1.40, and 3 Majestic Ali, $2.40, $2.40. Quinella, $9.50, $9.50. Trifecta, $105.60, $105.60. 8, 6, 3 and 1 in the first 4, $630.80, $630.80. 7 and 8 in the double, Aliante with 1 Over the Moon, $6.70, $6.70, 6, 7, the concession, 6 Cool Cobber, $1.50, $1.50. Middle treble, 11 Lucky Fortune, 7 Aliante, and 8 1 Over the Moon, $54.70, $54.70. We'll have an update for you on Pick 6 shortly after the first 2 legs been run and won. We move to the third leg of Pick 6. Race 7 on the card to open the late quaddie and defer the double. Fashion at the Park, 14th of October, mobile pace, and the early favouritism in the 7th lies with 4 Mr. Euroman at 2.10 and money back. Pick 6, there are 11,564.04, 11,564.04 live in Pick 6. Mr. Euroman in the 7th at 2.10 money back. 10 Major Ben, $3.50, $1.21. Zach Maguire, 5.10 and 2.30. You and Me Babe, number 9 at 10 and 4.50. The 7th, the Fashion at the Park, the 14th of October, will get underway in 20 minutes time at 4 minutes to 9.
Trumpet took out of him, I suppose, but he certainly puts himself in the race. Craig, of course, has got 2. Wasn't with him last week, can't go with him this week, but they'll know he's there.
Number 4 is Miss Eldora. Led them throughout last time out, just as she did in the Group 1 New Zealand for Charity Final. If she does that again, I think she'll be hard to beat. On that basis, I've got her on top.
So have I, Elizabeth, and it could all be gone after a few bounds because she doesn't always jump that well. But she did run the fastest heat, and I think that's a key. There's not a stack of early speed for a Group 1 race in some respects. Now, if she can clear those inside dogs clearly, she should be ahead of the 1, the 2. Well, I guess we will see. And then she stays underneath Dirk the Jerk. Then she becomes a very real chance of becoming a dual Group 1 winner, which would be quite something. 5.08 last week, same lead up as Dirk the Jerk. He went faster, 4.99, but was comfortably clear of dogs like Ebert Bale and Timmy Trumpet, who went through in that heat. 11.55 was the run home. Very good run home from Miss Eldora last week.
Number 5 is Corborn Christie. If there was to be an upset winner in this race, I thought it could be her. It was a really nice run for second last week. She made the final of the New Zealand Oaks, and she also had a pretty successful Australian campaign. Liked the run last week.
Yes, so did I, Elizabeth, and I'd like to see her do the same. She just dwelt a fraction and went to the rail, and the rail should be available to someone here, and it could be her that uses it, and she used it really well last week, Corborn Christie. Recent wins in Sydney, couple at Wentworth Park, a couple at Richmond. First bend the key for her. If she slots the rail, finds ground through there, she could be the upsetter.
Number 6 is Carver Blue. Just keeps on making group race finals. Was second in the Waikato Classic at just his second New Zealand start. Speaking to Dave Fahey, he said that he can win, but is going to need the right run here. Yeah, look, he got the draw to win the New Zealand Derby, and things went badly for him in that, and he's had quite a bit of bad luck in feature races. Certainly has no problems reaching there. Beat No Decision in better than 30 seconds down there at Addington on June the 2nd, and that win 3-back was in a 30.03. We know he can run time. It's just a case of how does he get the run from box number 6 to do the job. Lots of money on him last week. He's yet to win here in 5 starts, but he's certainly run some bold races. Number 7, Dirk the Jerk, the winner of the Group 2 New Zealand St Leger, led throughout in the heat last week. Also won ahead in the New Zealand Breeders' Stakes, but box 7 the concern here. It is, and again, dog that's had bad luck in the final, this greyhound, and he was really good last week, second fastest time. He actually used up a bit of the track from box number 1 and indeed throughout, which he can. If Miss Eldora wasn't to jump that well, who knows? The front could be there for him, and depending too on what Timmy Trumpet does right from the hop. So he was the hardest one I found to leave out. I didn't want to, Elizabeth, but just had to in the end. Number 8, Jojo, the outsider of the field, hit the line well for second. Speaking to Alicia Steele during the week, she said that he came through Friday fine. They would have liked to have been drawn closer into the rails, and box 8 makes it hard to read what's going to happen to his chances, she said. I'm just hearing through from Brendan Burns. Good size bets here for runners 1, 2, 7 and 4 in that order. $2,000 on number 7, Dirk the Jerk. Mark, I'll leave it with you. Thanks, Elizabeth. Yes, Jojo's going to need some luck from the outside, and perhaps being slow and at a crossing and getting underneath any trouble that might ensue at the first bend would be his key. He ran to the line strongly behind Miss Eldora last week, and after all, that was the fastest heat. He was beaten 4 lengths. He's got some cracking races here, although he's only won 2 from 14 overall. Some of his placings here have been extremely good. First leg of a quaddie, 2,500 carried forward from earlier. It's the Group 1 My Bow Vet Collection Wanganui Cup final. Elizabeth and I both came up with Miss Eldora. I think she needs to be on the pace at the first bend. That's how she did it last week from box 2. She was up on the pace from box 4 in the Futurity final. And Elizabeth Whelan's Wanganui Cup tipped the box trifecta there. 1, 2, 4, 5 and 7. We'll see how it goes. Get your bets on promptly. They're being called forward. Up they come. Group 1 final. My Bow Vet Collection Wanganui Cup. No decision off the inside. Followed up there by Ebert Bale, Corborn Christie, Dirk the Jerk. Second line is Timmy Trumpet, Miss Eldora, Carver Blue, Jojo. No decision favourite, 320 the tote, 350 the book. Not the quickest beginner as a rule. His nose is to the lids. We're ready to go in the Wanganui Cup of 2016 set. Racing, no decision, a touch slow, and Timmy Trumpet the same, and Miss Eldora the same, and out wide the speed comes Carver Blue and Dirk the Jerk, and Dirk the Jerk goes to the lead, but Carver Blue hugs the rail, and 3 lengths away, no decision, wheels into it, and bursting through to 4th was Timmy Trumpet. Gaps back the others then, we got Corborn Christie is followed around there by Jojo. Miss Eldora a long way from them, just ahead of it, Ebert Bale across the top they come. It's Carver Blue in front of Dirk the Jerk, no decision out wide, and Timmy Trumpet punching up the centre. Carver Blue's holding, and Carver Blue's in the cup from Dirk the Jerk, no decision, followed across by Timmy Trumpet 4th. Next to go by was Jojo. Behind these runners then we had Corborn Christie, Miss Eldora never in it from the hop, and nor was Ebert Bale. Carver Blue the 6. Jean and Dave Fahey in a 29.95. They've broken 30 seconds on a cool night. Dirk the Jerk had the speed, couldn't fully cross Carver Blue, who stayed underneath early. Those two cleared out. Trouble in the middle there. Timmy Trumpet angling out, no decision. Miss Eldora had missed the start. Ebert Bale, they wore the worst of it. Jojo copped a bit. Corborn Christie copped a bit. And up front, Dirk the Jerk and Carver Blue, they shared it up, but Carver Blue through on the inside. His run clear to scories by Fancy Dean. Out of Naval Juice, paved the way Syndicate Own. Congratulations, they've raced many a good dog over the years with Jean and Dave Fahey, who have tasted much success here at Hattrick Raceway. They've run home here in 11.55, 29.95 the time.
Outstanding time for this time of year. 1 3/4 lengths, 3/4 of a length and 2 lengths. 6, 7, 1 and 2 in the My Bow Vet Collection Wanganui Cup. Carver Blue, his 19th win at start number 57. And stake earnings now of around $67,000. He hasn't had the best of luck in group and feature finals. Well, it's certainly worked out for him a treat tonight. No decision, and Timmy Trumpet slow from the inside, and they caused some trouble. Ebert Bale, Miss Eldora didn't get off the lids, and they paid for it. Corborn Christie wore a bit, so did Jojo. And the battle early looked to be down to just 3. No decision, looked close enough, but again, he just hasn't quite wound up the same. Mind you, they're going 29.95 up front. 4.94 to the first bend. That's a cracking opening sectional. I think 18.45 to the split. And Carver Blue delivers for Jean and Dave Fahey here, Elizabeth, and they are just masters of producing greyhounds on the night, on Group 1 nights, and they've done it again.
This has been a remarkable win by Carver Blue. Congratulations to Jean and Dave Fahey. Win 19 at start 57 for Carver Blue. The Faheys didn't travel up. I spoke to Dave during the week, and as he was saying to me, you know, he's made just about every group race final since arriving in New Zealand. I think I went through and he's been in 6 group races since arriving. Second in the Waikato Classic at just his second New Zealand start. He was the runner-up in the Auckland Cup. He's deserved to get this win. The early pace was Carver Blue and Dirk the Jerk. From there, it looked as though they were going to battle it out, and Carver Blue, a very quick time, 29.95. I think Dave said to me on the phone he's off to the Warriors this weekend, but no doubt they'll be very happy with the win. I'd be interested to know just how many Group 1 winners they have now trained, because it is getting to be a spectacularly high number. 6, Carver Blue pays 10.80 into 2.50. 7, Dirk the Jerk has been a great run, 2.40, and 1 no decision as well, $1.20. 6, 7, Quinella pays $42.60. The trifecta 6, 7, 1, $282.40. And the first 4, 6, 7, 1 and 2 pays $1,000 and 90 cents. Also the first leg of the quaddie with that carry forward, so already some value injected into the quaddie. The treble 3, 7 and 6, $86.30. Brenton Burns, the bookie, just telling me there were a couple of good bets on it on futures. Not so much tonight, but a couple of $100 at $12 and $300 at $10 on Carver Blue prior to the heats last week. Number 6, Carver Blue. At the top of the dais here in our feature, the Group 1 My Bow Vet Collection Wanganui Cup Final. And we still have Group 2 racing action to come. The Meteor OPD Wanganui Stayers Final. Time to go at 7 minutes past 9.
Thank you, Elizabeth. We'll join you a few minutes pre-start time in that. We've had one of the big ones down. The Stayers Cup still to go. There tonight from Whanganui with Elizabeth Whelan and Mark Rosanowski. Runners trackside moving in behind the gate for the 4th at the Wagga Harness. We're over start time, 1,755 metres ahead of them. And a Tactful Lady is the favourite here, $3.30 is the price. Betting code 21, race number 4 through from Wagga. We head back to Alexandra Park for the first leg of the $40,000 the $40,000 guaranteed quaddie, which begins on race number 7 at 4 minutes to 9. In behind the gates, Alan Hull is with us. Tactful Lady, his top selection and favourite. 3.10 and 1.40, draws in barrier 3.
Lady Hazy the favourite, drawn in gate 3 for David Moran, 17.55 down to the judge and 2. The twinkling green light gets them away, and Perfect Sign, who loves to lead, is trying to get around Romantic Bliss but can't early. Hijacked has zipped across from a wider alley, is 3 deep on the first corner, and Tactful Lady slotted into 1-1 on the outside of Serene Major, and they ticked off in 9.9 for the lead time. They're being followed further back on the fight then by Try Dreamin' on the outside of the well-tried champion Miss in the diagonals of pink and blue, who's pushing up on the inside. Further back raced Diamante Maraview, and Dynamic DJ was last of all, and they were zipping along down the back where the inside runner Perfect Sign was able to be in that favoured role and showed by 2 metres 2 on the outside. Hijacked, and then holding third Romantic Bliss on the market, tried to lead but couldn't hold Perfect Sign out. They're being followed by Tactful Lady, giving every chance by Moran in the 1-1 as they leave the back in 29 the first quarter. They enter the lane for the bell. Now 3 back along the inside. Serene Major, Champion Misses, 3 back the outer, being followed by Diamante Maraview, Dynamic DJ, and last of all was Try Dreamin', and they're at the 800-metre pole. They race past the judge in 29 and 7. They're under the minute for the half. They're 59 and 8 as they run through. On the inside, Perfect Sign is going great guns past the 700. Hijacked outside of Romantic Bliss. Tactful Lady has not been asked to pick up just as yet as they sweep to the 600. Now Moran is asking Tactful Lady to extend, and she comes to the outside, but the leader's got a head full of steam. In behind them, Champion Miss jumps the back of Tactful Lady, and they're being followed by Serene Major. They're inside the 400. Perfect Sign's fuel gauge now points towards empty. Tactful Lady comes to second. Can she round it up? Champion Miss is on the back of Tactful Lady, and they've both got Perfect Sign in their sights. Further back, around the outside, Diamante Maraview. It's Tactful Lady having a look at Perfect Sign, who's kicking. Champion Miss comes 3 deep, but not quickly enough at the moment. Tactful Lady, now Champion Miss is knuckling down out wide. Perfect Sign is boxing back. A great race. They hit the line. I'm giving it to the favourite, the Lady. Tactful Lady did enough, and she put her head out to win by about a head. Second will be tight between the inside Perfect Sign, the outside Champion Miss, who was there to win at the 100. They're being followed by Serene Major. Further back, Diamante Maraview, followed in then by Dynamic DJ, and well back was Hijacked with Romantic Bliss, and pulling up near the tail was Try Dreamin', and the judge, without the use of a photo, will throw up number 3, Tactful Lady, for David Moran. Number 3, Tactful Lady, driven by David Moran.
Favourite punters in there at Wagga for race number 4. Up next, we're taking you back to Alexandra Park, race number 7 on the card there. This is the third leg of the $40,000 guaranteed pick 6 and the first leg of the $40,000 guaranteed quaddie. Mark, for those who have missed out in either of the first 2 legs of pick 6, how would you suggest playing into this late quaddie with $40,000 on offer in terms of a guaranteed pool?
Well, I'd say take a few of the key runners in this first leg, Matt. Certainly, as we've been talking about the whole night, the back end of the second quaddie is going to be very, very tough with a minefield MR pace, which is coming up. That's the third leg, and then the final leg, Maiden Trot, to finish off the program. Was thinking of taking the field, but decided not to try and keep the spend down. So here's a look at it. Zach Maguire, I've put that as the bet of the night for me, because I think the horse can step up, and it's paying a better price than the likes of Aliante earlier. Mr. Euroman's consistent. You've got Bronze Over, who's for the Dickey team, and then Major Ben, of course, you can't leave it out, lined up in the Jules 3 starts ago, is coming out of that match race, Spreader's Crown heat at Cambridge with Shandale, came off second best in that one. 3 and 6 in the second leg, trying to keep the spend down, going with Natural, who's placed in its last 3, and also number 6 in the Booker Cougar's Son, a workout winner last week. Tough race, the third leg, MR rated pace, Maideners, 2,200 metres, 5, 6, 7 and 8, the back half of the field there, led by Pay Me Overs. You've got to have that one in. There's talk around it. Zach Butcher's on a roll tonight. And then that final leg, 1, 2, 4, 5 and 6. Most of the field in that one. Race number 10, the Maiden Trot, to finish it off. $40,000 in that guaranteed pool in the late quaddie tonight here at Alexandra Park. In terms of pick 6, 11,564.04 after 1 over Demoons. Very, very nice, fresh up performance to get home in race number 6 in Aliante in the first leg, carrying most through. So this is the third leg of pick 6, sponsored by Fast Track Insurance, and the first leg of this quaddie. Major Ben is now favourite, and is a deserved favourite off the back of its obvious class, the son of Art Major, now with Barry Purdon up here in the north. Mr. Euroman with support. We'll hear from Tony Herlihy first. He's the trainer and driver of the son of Art Major, so Art Major dominant in the betting here with the top 2 in the market. Mr. Euroman is trained and driven by Tony Herlihy. A couple more chances here. Mr. Euroman found a nice winter list of consistent form line on paper. What are your impressions of how he's been going?
Yeah, he's probably just got a bit stronger. his win was really good, and he just got run down by Arden's Choice the other night there and did a little bit of mid-race work. So he's racing really honest, and you can't ask more than that. He's in a very competitive field. They're pretty good grade at the moment. They race strong right through, so he runs good times and what have you, and he should be right thereabouts as well.
And You and Me Babe drew wide and got the placing last time. Where do you expect her to be from the second row?
Yeah, well, she's probably better off drawing the one on the second row than she is drawing 7 or 8, really. So she might get a bit of a drag through, and she's a very honest little mare and tries hard, so that's all you can ask of her. But, and she'll go a very honest race as usual again.
That's Tony Herlihy, 2 chances in the race. Mr. Euroman off the front, and You and Me Babe with Tony Cameron driving, 1 off the second row. We'll hear from Ray Green what a start he's had to the season and to tonight at Alexandra Park with a quinella and a trifecta. He trains number 1 Zach Maguire with David Butcher aboard. Okay, no Ray Green at the moment, but I've put it on top as Better the Night to make it to 3 on the trot from that inside barrier draw. Ray's pretty confident that the horse can make the step up tonight. The entire by Better's Delight out of Zanola Starbuck. What about Todd McFarlane? He drives for Michelle Wallace and Bernie Hackett on one of the outsiders in the field. This one, another one by Art Major. It's Full Speed Ahead. Full Speed Ahead, placed here a couple of weeks back at the last meeting.
Yeah, it was. It was a good race. It was only his second run back after sort of 18 months, and he went good. He just probably blew out a little bit the last bit, but he's a horse on the way up, and he's probably drawn out a little bit wider tonight, but he's sort of, if he goes as good as that, he's definitely in the finish.
So that's Todd McFarlane about the chances of Full Speed Ahead in tonight's first leg of the quaddie. So yeah, it's certainly the key runners in the first 2 legs and then wide in the subsequent 2 legs if you are taking a quaddie and getting involved in the $40,000 chase tonight. These 2 runs of Zach Maguire, it's won by over 2.5 on both occasions, defeated Mo Casino, and we've seen Mo Casino again tonight delivering in race number 3 off that wide second row draw. This horse, Zach Maguire, beat it at Cambridge and then came to the park at the last meeting here and won by 3.5 over Urban Tiger. That was in a C1 event, so yeah, a wee bit of a step up. New rating system, rating 66 to 76, and coming up against horses like the current favourite in Major Ben, who's got this second row draw. Second in the Harness Jewels. Then went on to run 5th here at the July 8th meeting in behind Brighton Ideal, and then last time in that match race at Cambridge, the Breeders' Crown Heat, Shandale got the better of it on that particular occasion, and back here at the park where it is searching for at least a placing, maybe its first win tonight if the market's anything to go by. It's into $2.60 now, so $2.80 into $2.60 in the past minute or so. Upstairs to you, Aaron, and your thoughts, first leg of this big guaranteed quaddie.
Yeah, Mark, I went the way of 4, 10, 1 and 9 in the first leg of this $40,000 chase. The 4, Mr. Euroman, comes into barrier 3 with the scratching of Scanrico Bay out of the 2. He's been racing well for Tony. Tony can certainly go back-to-back with the Art Major gelding. It was a good second in behind Arden's Choice. Arden's Choice took the whole length of the straight to reel him back 2 weeks ago. Of course, Arden's Choice ran into Aliente prior to that, so some good form lines coming through. Mr. Euroman will put in the 10, that being Major Ben. He was good, of course, at Jules Day when runner-up in behind Heaven Rocks, and then tidy enough run here in a good field in behind Brighton Ideal in his first look at Alexandra Park, and then he lost an advantage with an early gallop in that Australasian Breeders' Crown Heat in that match race at Cambridge. Still chased hard with the Shandale. He'll take a bit of beating, the 10, 1 Zach Maguire. We made him a special a couple of weeks ago. He duly obliged, comes up with the right draw, David Butcher, Ray Green. And 9, You and Me Babe, if Zach Maguire decides to hold up the lead here. You and Me Babe could be the runners in behind the Yellowbar arm for the Fashion at the Park, 14th of October, Mobile Pace. So the contestants swing into the lane. 2 1/4 laps, 2,200 metres, Fashion at the Park, 14 October pace, green light up. They're off. Zach Maguire's out fast. You and Me Babe will come through from the second line. Up on the outside, Mr. Euro Man. They're followed then by Charleston Bell. Major Ben, tidy enough run through from the second line. Full speed ahead's back in the field. Ducking for the marker line was No Way Else. And Bronzover's been taken back to the rear from her wide draw. Zach Maguire and the Chief David Butcher do hold up the lead from barrier 1. So that gives You and Me Babe the lovely drag in the trail. 1,800 to go and 2 lengths Mr. Euro Man. A length and a half away from the marker line. Sitting out Park 4th is Charleston Bell. Then No Way Else against the pegs. And Major Ben Barry Purdon 1-1. On its back is Full Speed Ahead and Todd McFarlane. And Joshua Dickey with bronze over the last. They run through the lead time in 44.6 in the Fashion at the Park. 14 October pace. They're pacing to the end of the back straight. And they've got 1,450 metres left to go. Where the leader is Zach Maguire from You and Me Babe. And Mr. Euroman's tucked away 3 back on the markers was Charleston Bell to its outside. Coming forward is Full Speed Ahead out 3 around Major Ben and No Way Else against the pegs. And bronze over the last of the 8 as they swing into the lane with a lap and a quarter left to go. And Zach Maguire gunning for a hat-trick of successes tonight. This 4-year-old stallion by Better's Delight. 32.5 the opening quarter. You and Me Babes had the nice slipstream in the trail throughout. And Full Speed Ahead now up to Park. Charleston Bell 1-1. Mr. Euroman 3 back on the inside. Major Ben a length off that. They've got the bell and they're working into the final circuit around the stables corner. No Way Else. Kyle Marshall second last on the inside. Bronze over. 900 to go in the Fashion at the Park. 14 of October. And Zach Maguire leads. Full Speed Ahead the outside. You and Me Babe and Tony Cameron. Lovely drag in the trail. Second quarter 30.4. Charleston Bell, Philip Butcher 1-1. Then Mr. Euroman. Major Ben, No Way Else and bronze over through the back. 650 out. And Zach Maguire leads by a length from Full Speed Ahead. You and Me Babe will wait for the passing lane run. Charleston Bell's had a nice 1-1 seat for the last 1,000 metres. Back over on the inside then to Mr. Euroman, all dressed up, nowhere to go. Then Major Ben, No Way Else and back bronze over. So the back straight quarter in 29. Zach Maguire, he'll bring them for home. From on the outside is a Full Speed Ahead. You and Me Babe waiting the passing lane. Charleston Bell, Major Ben, bronze over getting to the outside. Zach Maguire for home. You and Me Babe and Full Speed Ahead. Charleston Bell, Mr. Euroman and behind. Zach Maguire coming strongly. Full Speed Ahead. Major Ben's launching late with Mr. Euroman. Zach Maguire gripping on and Zach gets his hat-trick. Zach Maguire, that is, from second over was Full Speed Ahead. Major Ben and Mr. Euroman photoing for third. Then You and Me Babe, Charleston Bell, bronze over in a line and behind. And No Way Else the last 244.1. 56.4, 27.4 was the final quarter. Zach Maguire, lovely David Butcher drive. The Chief gets home. And the Lincoln Farms Ray Green, they get 3 on the card. Full Speed Ahead, good run. Photos third. Major Ben, the unlucky Mr. Euroman. Major Ben will get that from Mr. Euroman. Bronze over will be the next across, and a busy finish. Charleston Bell, You and Me Babe not too far away. In fact, only about 3 lengths between first and last, with No Way Else back in 8th there in the Fashion at the Park. 14 October mobile pace. Zach Maguire, the son of Better's Delight. That's 3 on the card tonight for Better's Delight and also Ray Green.
Official placings race 7, Fashion at the Park on the 14th of October mobile pace. 1-5-10, 4-8-3. 1-5-10, 4-8-3. Horse 1, Zach Maguire, paced the 2,200 metres in 2:44.21. Mile rate of 2 minutes, 0.1. Last 856.4, the 427.4. The margins are half neck, 3/4 of a length a half neck. 1-5-10, 4-8-3, race 7, Fashion at the Park, 14th of October mobile pace.
Judge Graham McLennan makes it all official. Zach Maguire back at the head of the field, raced by Lincoln Farms Limited. I.A. Middleton, the Beulah Bell Syndicate, M. Letton, Margaret along with Brian Rabbit, D. James and M.J. Brereton. Congratulations to you, a bettor's delight. Zanola Starbuck, black 4-year-old Entire, and was bred by Ray and Diana Kennedy. Ray Green picks up 3 on the card tonight from his training base at Pukekohe, and David Butcher the Chief back into the winners' enclosure. Pat Gubb, race night steward of the Auckland Trotting Club, down there part of the victory celebration. Zach Maguire, career win 5 at start 30 tonight, and holding off all challenges late in the home straight. Full speed ahead, Art Major, 6-year-old Bay Gelding at a Mahia Princess for second. Mrs. GJ along with P.I. Kennard. MAR Kirkwood, DB Dean, PJ Crichton, SWR Gillen the owners, Michelle Wallace, Bernie Hackett trained at Waiuku, Todd McFarlane, 10 Major Ben, Art Major Cartier, 4-year-old Bay Gelding for a third, PJ and Mrs. MC Crichton along with the GC and Mrs. AEME the owners, Barry Purden the trainer driver out of Clevedon. Number 1, Zach Maguire. Returns $3.80 the win and $1.60 the place, $3.80 and $1.60. 5 full speed ahead, $4.80, $4.80, and 10 Major Ben, $1.40, $1.40. Quinella, $82.60, $82.60. Trifecta, that returns $216.90. $216.90. And the first 4 on the numbers 1, 5, 10 and 4, $783.50. $783.50. 2,641.62 live in pick 6. 2,641.62 going into the second half of pick 6. Dunstan Handicap Trotters race 8 on the card tonight, and this will be staged over the 2,200 metres. And a Cougar's son, number 6, David Butcher, $220, $1.60 is the early favourite over 3 Natural. Jack McKinnon, $290, $1.10. 4 Dunker, Jeff Martin, 11 and 2. 7 I Got Rhythm, Kyle Marshall, 13 and 2.30. And 8 Majestic Gal, James Stormont, 17 and $3.80. We open the final treble with the Dunstan Handicap Trot, 2,200 metres. We'll race in 19 minutes' time, and that will be at 24 after 9.
Shandell in that race, Elizabeth, was very stiff. She had box 8. It didn't suit at all. She got checked at the first bend, then she ran into Willis. She was a mile off them. Her effort to get 4th, and she very nearly got up for 3rd, was actually very good, even though she was still a margin off those other 2. It's all about where she posies up, and you just think with a spare box in the 3, with Who Dat Boy on her outside, yes, Can't Catch Tim can cross and lead her, but she's a chance to gun him down on this track over 755 metres. 3 clear standouts. I went 4, 6, 7. I know you've gone a slightly different order, and as you say, it's the Southerners have been doing the business tonight. Trifecta in the Group 1 feature for the Canterbury Kennels, and of course earlier Ray Adcock striking with Mickey T.
Yeah, it's been an enormous night for the Southerners. Can't Catch Tim. I really like this greyhound. Speaking to Ray Adcock, he said that his preparation makes him a really good chance in this. He said he's best when he's free of other dogs. To see him in with a winning chance, I'd probably like to see him being out in front. Of course, as Mark mentioning there, won the Group 1 New Zealand Stayers at the end of June, beating home Team Maria in the Silver Collar Heat when leading them out in front on that occasion. Also seen Graham Tapiki earlier on. He said that he's jumping out of his skin, Can't Catch Tim, and by all accounts this greyhound is a bit of a handful.
Yes, and he's going to box up first, as he tends to do these days. Can't Catch Tim. So we're certainly agreed, Elizabeth, in the top 3, if not the order, and obviously the market dictates that as well. What happens in behind that, I'm not sure. Lagoon Mai Tai is interesting, though, for Craig Roberts. He had no luck at all with his pair in the opening 50 metres of that Group 1 final. Lagoon Mai Tai's actually run really well here in the past, and of course did beat Can't Catch Tim 2 back over the 645 metres at Addington.
Yeah, I was really impressed by that all the way when 2 starts to go on the 28th of July. Just hearing through from Brendan Burns, there's been a $5,000 bet on Shandell. I didn't mind number 5, Who Dat Boy, to spice up multiples here. I'm hearing from Hayley Mullane. She said that he's been trialling as well as ever, but he's going to have things go 100% his way in this field. But she also said she's just happy to be supporting distance racing, whatever the result, which is a great philosophy.
It is outstanding, and that dog, although he's had 5 misses on this track, he's actually run some pretty bold races over this distance. He's had 10 starts overall for 3 minor placings here, because he's got some placings over the middle distance here. If only, Elizabeth, he didn't run 800 metres. That's his problem. He's just nowhere near the rail.
Exactly. I mean, I'm thinking back, though, to the Double R Cup, which he won on Auckland Cup Day, and that was a really good performance. A repeat of that, I would see him right in this. My numbers here, 6, 7, 4 and 5. I'll leave it with you for the call.
Thank you, Elizabeth. I went 4, 6, 7 and 2. Big Red Chev we haven't talked about off the inside. He's been a competitor. I think the straight final actually is good for him, not having to run the heat and back up here, but he has been below par, it would have to be said. He did make the silver collar final, of course, and Phantom Way had a 660 metre race at Manawatu and actually ran boldly there, but this is a far stronger test, of course, and a longer distance out of Sofalova, who I recall running in the money over 715 metres on the old Manawatu track back in the grass track days. Collison leads off race 10. Meteor OPD Wanganui Stayers final, $15,000 stake at Group 2 level. Big Red Chev off the inside. Box 3 is vacant. First dog in, though, is Can't Catch Tim. Likely leader goes into box number 6. Big Red Chev goes forward. Who Dat Boy goes forward. T Maria goes forward. She had an outstanding last season. Then Lagoon Mai Tai, favourite Shandell, the money coming with her. And Phantom Way, the outside, we're ready for the Stayers feature tonight. All clear is through. Ready to run, 755 metres. Set. Racing. Can't Catch Tim out not too badly, and now starts to draw across to the lead where Shandell, she settles about 4th the inside. Can't Catch Tim, a clear leader here by 3 lengths on Who Dat Boy, then T Maria Shandell, the sisters are shoulder to shoulder. Then Phantom Way, Lagoon Mai Tai and Big Red Chevs at the back. It's Can't Catch Tim by 3. Going past us, a lap to run from Who Dat Boy. Shandell starts to sneak the inside. Is the rail available? Yes, it is. A couple back there to T Maria, 4 back Phantom Way. 2 behind that, Lagoon Mai Tai and Big Red Chev at the back. It still Can't Catch Tim by 3. Here comes Shandell. T Maria's 4 away. Who Dat Boy starting to stagger. Phantom Way's going a race. Then Lagoon Mai Tai and Big Red Chev to the corner. Can't Catch Tim. Shandell looms up the outside. T Maria in behind them. Shandell sweeps to the lead and runs away to score the Wanganui Stayers. I think T Maria's got up for second, and the sisters will Quinella it again if so. Can't Catch Tim was brave. Phantom Way was huge. Bring him back. They'll be followed behind those runners then. Lagoon Mai Tai, Who Dat Boy got tired, and Big Red Chev at the back. Shandell lands some good sized punts here. Lands another group race win for Arch and Gloria Lawrence. It's Group 2 tonight, the Wanganui Stayers. Time just coming through at 44 and 69, I think it was. 79 it is, 44 and 79. 7 goes up for second, 4, 7, 6 and 8. Called Phantom Way a he. It's a she, and she went fabulous. To the first corner here, Elizabeth Can't Catch Tim. Gets to the lead. Who Dat Boy showed up early, and then Shandell just got the dream trip through along the inside and made her run at the right time. 2 3/4 lengths a nose and 2 lengths. 17.64 the first split, 32.27 to the back mark. And Shandell by Magambo out of Tegan for Arch and Gloria Lawrence. Win 30, start 60. 5 from 7 on this track over this trip. Best time of 44.60, only a touch outside that. Stake earnings with tonight now $185,000, and T Maria, she takes hers to $120,000. The sister running second. Can't Catch Tim game in front. It's hard to lead up in these races, particularly when you've got strong stayers on the back. And Phantom Way has been just an enormous performance to run into 4th place, and we've found another stayer who can contest these big features. Just looking downstairs here, Elizabeth Whelan is in position, but Arch just coming back with Shandell now, so still a bit to do. Elizabeth, I'm not sure if you can hear me there, but once again, staggering performance from the sisters to Quinella, another group feature race. Can't Catch Tim making it exciting in Phantom Way, huge in fourth.
This has been an enormous performance here by Shandell. Can't Catch Tim, he's got out to a good lead. You could just see Shandell starting to stalk him. Team Maria rattling home there, gets the Quinella for the litter sisters. Magambo Tegan, what a litter this has been for Arch Lawrence. Number 6, Can't Catch Tim, has just been nailed late there for second position. Number 8, Phantom Way, as Mark's touched on. This has been an enormous performance by her. She'd only had one go previously over the 600 metres, and she's come out here and run a huge race for fourth in the Group 1 final over 755 metres, but all honours with number 4, Shandell, and it's great to see her back winning. For the last few months, I suppose it's really been Team Maria who's been taking out these group stay events, but Shandell, she had the vacant box tour inside today. She's tracked up nicely and behind Can't Catch Tim and has got the job. And Arch Lawrence just coming back now with Shandell, and I'll be able to catch up with him very shortly at the dais as he comes back here with number 4, Shandell. I'll just come in and join him here. Arch, congratulations, it's been a wonderful win.
Hang on, I've got
I'll get him in just a moment. Got the picture looking good now. Arch, congratulations, you've got the Quinella. We've said that a few times. How does it feel?
Thank you. No, it feels good. Very satisfying. Yeah, I was pretty confident with Shandell tonight. She's just worked up so nice, and sure, she's been a bit of a bridesmaid actually for a while in the last season, but in saying that, a lot of it was circumstances in the race, a little bit of her own doing and a little bit of the way race panned out, and tonight it went her way, and yeah, just shows you how good she is.
You said to me earlier on in the race that she's your personal favourite, Shandell, so I guess the one a little bit more special seeing her at the top of the dais.
Oh, sure. Yeah, she's a personal favourite. Has been from day one almost. Even when she was a maiden, she showed me, that she had that staying ability, and I just fell in love with her.
Arch, big celebrations in Wanganui tonight?
It's hard to know. Things can happen.
Congratulations on the winner. Wonderful to see you getting the Quinella.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you.
Arch Lawrence there, successful, taking it out with Shandell and Quinella in the race with Team Maria. Matt Cross, that was the second of our features, and Shandell at the top of the dais.
Yeah, great win too, set off the speed and real. Can't Catch Tim in late in the piece. Team Maria has just nosed Can't Catch Tim out for second and third. Shandell 180, 130, Team Maria 230, and Can't Catch Tim third. No third dividend. The Quinella, the Arch Lawrence Quinella, has paid $3.10. The trifecta $4.76, $8.70, $8.70, $4.76 and $8. The first four rounded out by Phantom Way, $61. Double 6 and 4. $15.70, 6-7 the concession, $14.80. The penultimate race, number 11 from Whanganui, is the Liquorland or Whanganui Class 4 over 305 metres. The emergencies come out race favourite at this stage. Down 0.8 of a kilo is Happy Wife at $3.50 and $1.30. Racing at Terralgan now, meeting 33, race number 2, the first leg of the treble. We're over start time, 315 metres. After this race, we'll be taking you back to Alexandra Park for race 8. It's the first leg of the treble, the Dunstan Handicap Trot over 2,200 metres. The favourite is Natural at $2.50, just ahead of A Cougar's Son, $2.90. Let's head to Terralgan, meeting 33, race 2, then to Alex Park for the first leg of the last treble.
And they're being called up here. Hurricane Craig has the red and will lead them up here. Bossy Caleb in the 3. 90 Mile Barry in 5. Box 7 now becomes vacant. The one they've backed, the check runner, Quite White coming up. Down Under, Get Your Back or Got Your Back. And Bill's Reflection also very well supported from the outside trap. Quite White has been displaced again by Bill's Reflection, $4 on Super Tab. OK, green light on our girls' night out here at Terralgan. Great to see so many people about too. The set. Bill's Reflection began beautifully out wide, just leads them, getting up on the inside. Hurricane Craig to join it. Between the pair is Quite White, and just behind them Down Under. 90 Mile Barry got into trouble, went back on top of Gotcha Back, and Bossy Caleb's well back in the field. It's Quite White getting to the front over Hurricane Craig. Down Under on the inside. The money was right. Quite White by 2 lengths to Hurricane Craig, and Down Under runs third. Bill's Reflection fourth. Seemed to have every chance from 90 Mile Barry, no luck. Then came Bossy Caleb and Gotcha Back, and the run was 18 and 37.
2-1, 4-8. 2-1, 4 and 8 there at Traralgon race number 2. Quite White, $3.20 and $1. The City of Sales, Alexandra Park. Trotters are trackside for the Dunstan Handicap Trot over 2,200 metres. This is the first leg of the treble and we are 7 minutes away. Natural off the front is the favourite here, Mark Cookson, $2.50. A Cougar's Son, $2.90. This doesn't look like there's a lot of exposed form in terms of this race. How did you sort them out?
I've only got the 2 here in terms of quaddies and pick sixes, Matt, and hoping that these will be the only 2 that you'll need here in this particular race. Natural's got really good manners off the front tape and does get into this race with Jack McKinnon taking the drive for Robert Dunn. It's on the bottom here. It's a rating 44, and this is a rating 44 to 54 handicap trot, and it does come off the front. It's a rating 49, pardon me, and this is being a rating 44 to 54. You've got the runners rated 44 to 49 off the front, and then 53 and above, they are rated off the 10 metres, including a Cougar's Son, who's currently the tote favourite and second favourite with the bookmakers. 6 minutes out from this one, so I think those will be the 2 you need, Matt, in this upcoming event. Traralgon dividends, 2, 1, 4 and 8. 2 Quite White, $3.20 and $1. 1 Hurricane Craig, $2.30. 4 Down Under, $2.20. 1 and 2 Quinella, $19.40. 2, 1, 4 Trifecta, $93.60, and the first 4 paid $746.70. 2, 1, 4 and 8. Double any runner with any runner, 70 cents. Race 2, meeting code number 33. So, a Cougar's Son, runner number 6 here, David Butcher, looking to go race to race off the back of Zach Maguire's 3-peat brought up in race number 7 tonight for Ray Green, who's had a great night at the office. A Cougar's Son, a major player in this one for Peter and Vaughan Blanchard, off the back of a workout win last Saturday, and it draws off the 10 metres, the Son of Monarchy, out of Yummy Lace. $3 you're getting with the bookmakers now, drifting from $2.90 last night. It is the current tote favourite in this race, and off the back of that workout, I've got it on top. It did break and lose all chance in the home straight at the last race day appearance of this gelding, when Andre Potama drove that day. Off the standing start 2200, things not going according to plan, but off the back of that workout on Saturday, hopefully the kinks have been worked out. Manners the key though, whereas Natural has certainly got manners, and it's shown them. 2.30 last night, out to 2.50, but remains favourite. Tote second elect. It's coming off 3 placings during the July meetings here at Alexandra Park. Third 3 back to the Scruff in a C1 to 3 event, beaten less than a length on that occasion into third. Then came and ran third to Hot Chocolate Tart, who raced earlier tonight, and finished on the inside on that occasion. And then at the last meeting in behind Franco Nadal, beaten just over 2.5, did break that day. So we're talking of manners. It's got things wrong on its day too. She has Natural, but she's got better manners than I'd say a few of the others in this particular race. 7 as I Got Rhythm. As we look at Danka there. Interesting about Danka lined up twice at Cambridge the other day. Made a mess of it in the straight when it was looking like a genuine place chance in the first race of the night. Was dual accepted and lined up later on after passing the vet check and got things right there and ran a place to Larch. And Larch was in the placings earlier tonight. Danka, the 9-year-old, it's lining up here at $21. I Got Rhythm is the other one in single figures here. So back to this mare by Majestic Sun. Kyle Marshall takes the drive. It's coming off a placing off the standing start at the first meeting of the season at Cambridge, when it was beaten in that Larch race less than 4 lengths. So Dunker finished ahead of it on that occasion. I Got Rhythm back here to Alexandra Park, where it's won 3 times, and it comes off the 10-metre marker. And then number 10, Opawa Speed, who's the 8-year-old at start number 78, is coming into this race fresh and did run a placing at the workouts too last weekend. Robert Argue will take the drive on Opawa Speed tonight. Lindy's Dream, it's coming off a big win at Cambridge in a rating 35-49 event, and it won by 3 lengths. It was a commanding drive by Trent Leatherby on that occasion to put him on the board, driving for Jay Abernathy, of course, and owner Bernie Lim. And I'm pretty sure Trent's still in the ownership of the horse Cashin, which won at Redcliffe last night in Australia. A couple of minutes out here from race number 8, Aaron White, second leg of the quaddie. How did you see this one?
Yeah, we're in the way of 3, 6, 10, 7. I made my long shot of the night, the 8 Majestic Gal. We'll put in the 3 Natural, good placings in her last 3 assignments. The McArdle Mare, Jack McKinnon for Robert Dunn. 6 A Cougar's Son, scored nicely at last weekend's workouts. Mixing form and manners, the Monarchy Gelding, David Butcher up for a performance incentive bonus. 10 Opawa Speed has to be considered here when you go 4 runs back in its form line here at the park. It was beaten 8 lengths in behind Scary McCleary in a 3-7 win trot, and then started next time in a C3 to open class and behind the Almighty Johnson. So has run some pretty good races here at the park. Has Opawa Speed and is a 6-race winner, only 10 metres behind. 7 I Got Rhythm was a tight enough third last week there at Cambridge in behind Larch. And Majestic Gal, she's my long shot. Tipped her out with Des Coppins on Trackside Radio earlier today. Bernie Lim, the owner. James Stormont having his first drive behind Majestic Gal tonight. If she does step, she will be right in this, as we saw, 5 starts ago when she was runner-up, and that was in behind Sunset Peak, and we know what Sunset Peak's gone on and done, and she was a nice winner 6 starts ago, Majestic Gal. Manners will be the key. If she does have manners, she was $31 when we tipped her on the radio. She's trimmed up to $18. She doesn't deserve to be an $18 chance in this race.
Thanks, Aaron. And yeah, that's the second of the Bernie Lim runners. So he's got 2 here, and he had a winner at Cambridge last week too, did Bernie Lim. 2,641.62 live units remaining in Pick 6 tonight, and we'll be all watching the start in this 8th race, the Dunstan Handicap Trot. Interesting, the early nominations for the big ones in Christchurch come November, the Christchurch Casino New Zealand Trotting Cup, the Haras des Trotteurs Dominion, and the Graphite Developments Limited Glennis and Philip Kennard Show Day Futurity. They've been extended to 1 o'clock this coming Monday, August the 15th. They were to close on Wednesday, but the nominations extended for the features during New Zealand Cup and Show Week in Christchurch. Will be interesting to see those nominations when they do close, now this coming Monday at 1 o'clock. They'll step up in a moment here. We'll be watching the start in race number 8 tonight. It's the Dunstan Handicap Trot. It is the second leg of tonight's quaddie. The number you need is number 1, Zach Maguire, and 2,641.62 Pick 6 units. Will need Aliante out of that first leg, number 7. Second leg going into 1 Over the Moon, number 8, and then 1 Zach Maguire. And the 2 tougher legs are
Frank Phelan for the Dunstan Handicap Trot over the 2,200 metres. That's the Square Gators face up. Dunker, Seyer to come to the outside, Unruly on the front. So up they come, 2,200 metres, the barrier strands release, and they're off and trotting in the Dunstan Handicap Trot. And one of the first out here is No Ordinary Sun from Natural. Majestic Gal safely on the journey. Precious Moment off stride early, and Sears going off to the early lead for Richard Brosnan. They're followed by I Got Rhythm. Then came Lindy's Dream on, settling down with a Cougar's Son. 3 or 4 lengths, Opawa Speed. Further away, Precious Moment, Dunker, the early mistake makers. they're detached by the best part of 15 lengths. 1800 to go, and Sea goes around to the lead. Now Majestic Gal's galloped, and another one has galloped there too. It was I Got Rhythm. So Sea leads Natural and No Ordinary Sun. 3 or 4 lengths Lindy's Dream, then a Cougar's Sun, Power with Speed, I Got Rhythm. Majestic Gal back down and trotting. So run through the lead time in 49 seconds. Further away in the field then to a Dunker. And Precious Moment in the Dunstan trot as they work off the back, where the leader Sea and Richard Brosnan. Natural's got the nice run in the trail now for Jack McKinnon, and 3 back No Ordinary Sun for Morris McHenry. Lindy's Dream and Trent Leather be the next. 2 lengths away a Cougar's Sun with David Butcher aboard. They're followed Power with Speed and Robert Argue. They're followed I Got Rhythm in the hands of Kyle Marshall. Majestic Gal back on the inside, and 3 or 4 lengths away then to a Dunker, and Precious Moment as Majestic Gal has galloped again. 32 and 4 was that opening quarter. Now Natural away from the trail to challenge Sierra as they work to the Judge Bell, and 1 to go. 4 lengths away to No Ordinary Sun. There's 3 lengths away in the field then to Lindy's Dream as they work the stables corner their final time. Then came a Cougar's Sun. They're followed by Power Speed and I Got Rhythm. 4 lengths Dunker, and then came Precious Moment. Majestic Gal No Chance. 800 metres left to go the second quarter in 30.9. The Dunstan trot into the back. Natural leads, but here comes Lindy's Dream up on the outside to challenge a length away. Coming forward out 3 is I Got Rhythm. Make it 4 as the Cougar's Sun's come out in front of her, and Plants are out 4 wide. Back on the inside Sierra. No Ordinary Sun 1-1. Back on the inside Power Speed. 4 away to Dunker and Precious Moment. Off the back comes Natural. A Cougar's Sun goes up to a Bia Nose away now at the 400 metre mark. Then I Got Rhythm. Lindy's Dream. Sierra's gallop. 30 seconds was the third quarter. No Ordinary Sun's on the outside of Power Speed as they come for home. Natural, can it be her night tonight? She swings a length and a half. She's shaken off the challenge of a Cougar's Sun. I Got Rhythm. No Ordinary Sun down the outside. They're followed then by Power Speed, but it's all Natural. The McArdle mare, she breaks away. 4-5 a Cougar's Sun. Power Speed late on the inside, but Natural wins, and a nice win too. Well-deserved victory. Second to Cougar's Sun, Power Speed third. They were followed in by I Got Rhythm. Then No Ordinary Sun. They were followed back by Lindy's Dream, Dunker. Sea back in the field. Precious Moment. Majestic Gal to be the last in 252.3. 59.8. 29.8 was the final quarter. Natural blasts away for a big win. Win 4 at start 42. Jack McKinnon for RJ Robert Dunn. And cruises down to the line for the Dunstan trot. Cougar's Sun for second for the Chief David Butcher. Power Speed running home nicely there for Robert Argue to make up the trifecta in the Dunstan handicap trots.
Official placings race 8, the Dunstan Handicap Trot. 3, 6, 10, 7, 2, 9. 3, 6, 10, 7, 2, 9. Horse 3, Natural, trotted the 2200 metres from a stand in 252.35, a mile rate of 2.6. Last 859.8 and the 429.8. The margins 5 lengths, 1.5 lengths, a long neck. 3, 6, 10, 7, 2, 9. All official race 8, the Dunstan Handicap Trot.
Natural gains a well-deserved success tonight. Her 4th career success at start 42. Second win here under the ribbon of light at Alexandra Park for Birchbrook Breeding Limited and S.J. Hooper, the breeders of Natural, and also the owners of the Bada Bing Syndicate. McArdle regrets 6-year-old brown mare. Robert Dunn trained at Pukekohe and Jack McKinnon doing the driving, and a pretty comprehensive win in the end. Roger Barnes was down there, part of the victory celebrations, a race night steward of the Auckland Trotting Club. 6, a Cougar's Son, Yummy Monarchy, 7-year-old Bay Gelding at a Yummy Lace for Mrs. K.M. Blanchard and Ms. C.L. Ball. Peter and Vaughan Blanchard trained at Pookie, and David Butcher and Tenno Power Speed, Sundon, 8-year-old Bay Gelding out of Speed and Luck. Ms. A. Pidwell, the owner. Dave Iamunga trained at Morrinsville, and Robert Argue was in the sulky. Totes Natural will return $2.40 the win, $1.50 the place, $2.40, $1.50. 6, a Cougar's Son at $1.60. $1.60, Tenno Power Speed, $2.90, $2.90. Quinella, $2.70, $2.70. Trifecta, $46.70, $46.70. 3, 6, 10 and 7 in the first 4, $128.80, $128.80. 1 and 3 in the double. Zach Maguire now with Natural returns $7.40, $7.40, and the 1 and 6 concession $6 even, $6 even. 951.9 live in pick 6, 951.9 live units remaining in the chase for pick 6. Second to last race on opening night for season 2016-17 is the Tropical Race Nights 7 and 14 October Mobile Pace, first leg of our final double. We take out Dory D, number 1. The early favouritism lies with Empty Pockets, number 6. Salish Abernathy, 210, 220. 5, Pay Me Over, Zach Butcher, $2.80 into $1.50. Calendar Babe, Unruly, number 8. Robbie Close at $7.80 and $2.10. No third place dividend available in the Tropical Race Nights. Further information there, alexpark.co.nz, but your chance to win a trip for 2, courtesy of Air Vanuatu to Vanuatu to stay at Mango's Resort.
Sound statistics at the track and distance, and also the wide draw doesn't seem to concern him too much. So number 7 increasing on top for me. Also Happy Wife obviously has to be in there somewhere for your first 4s. Happy Wife proven at the top level. Dream Zone was in for 3rd, gets a nice draw there. Box 1, she's also been quite competitive at this top grade for some time. And the other ones there, as Rozzo said, Mega Jet, he's got outstanding statistics there from Box 4, and he's been up in that top grade for some time as well, Mega Jet. Second time, he gets his chance from a wide draw as well. He's been drawing down low a lot lately, and the wide draw does suit him. He can get the swoop on if that opportunity arises for a second time around the outside. But the runner's about to go in behind the boxes now for race number 11, the Liquorland Wanganui Class 4 Sprinters, 305 metres. Favourite is number 5, Happy Wife, 350 with the bookmakers, 310 on the tote at the moment. First line goes up, Dream Zone, Val Baxter, Happy Wife and increasing. Second line, Big Time Runnings, Mega Jet, Big Time Red Foo, and second time up on the outside. All but boxed away, we've got the green light. Lewis on the roll here for race number 11, the Liquorland Wanganui Class 4 Sprinters. Ready, set. Racing, Happy Wife's away beautifully, runs towards the lead there with Dream Zone increasing's around the outside. Then we've got Big Time Runnings and Val Baxter. A run through now for Mega Jet, second time's wide. The last 2 now, Big Time Runnings and also Big Time Red Foo on the swing. Dream Zone railed through to the lead from Happy Wife. Increasing's driving. Dream Zone the prize. Dream Zone from either Increasing or Happy Wife. Close between the 7 and the 5. Booming home for 3rd there was, for 4th rather, was Val Baxter. Then we had him behind those Big Time Runnings, making up some late ground towards the tail of the field there was Big Time Red Foo and second time, if I missed that one as well. 17.68 the winner's time, 17.68 for number 1 Dream Zone. Jumped away nicely enough. I saw Happy Wife first, but Dream Zone has showed enough speed to boot up along the inside of Happy Wife, and they have shared up the speed throughout. Increasing, he looked a danger on the swing. I saw him getting nice and handy as well, and Val Baxter whacking away along the inside. As I watched them come up to the line here, the numbers are, the 1 wins it for sure. 7's gone up for second. 1, 7, 5 and 3. 1, 7, 5 and 3. Winner's time there, 17.68. Margins 1 length by a nose. 1 length by a nose. Just haven't got the sections there in front of me. 17.68 the winner's time for number 1 Dream Zone, trained by Don Kettlewell and Neville Phillips. By Path to Power out of Chasing Shadows, makes it win number 7. at start 33, and that's a nice win. Takes her up to Class 5 for the team there from Opanaki. I'll hand it back to you, Liz. That's been a nice win by number 1, Dream Zone, and we look forward to one more race on what's been a tough night so far.
Thanks very much for that, Matt. It certainly has been, and I imagine it has been also for the people competing in the Punter of the Year competition upstairs in the stand. 1, Dream Zone, she's jumped really well. So was Happy Wife, but she wasn't able to get across, in a nice victory here, Mark. Yeah,
she's only paid $3.60 and $1.50. She gets her first inside draw win, but that's an anomaly really, because she does like the rail. $3.60, $1.50, $2.20 for the 7 and $1.60 for the 5. Quinella $14, $84.60 trifecta. First 4, $397.40 for 175 and 3. And I know Matt, be very pleased to have called home a Taranaki win, because he does call the Taranaki meeting at Easter at Hawera.
Quite fitting to have that. Still one more race to go. We do have the late scratching in the last of Diana Quirk, and Brendan Burns sending through that information earlier on, an 11% win deduction with the late scratching. Next live race here on TAB Trackside 1 is race number 2 from the Richmond Greyhounds. We'll take a look at the market. 1, Clever Magic, short priced favourite off box 1, 160, 105 fixed, and 2, Premier Sprite, 240 and $1.12 on fixed odds. They're the 2 favourites there in race number 2. We do have a wee bit of time before that race, so right now we're going to take in a review, a replay of the Group 1 Wanganui Cup, and this was taken up by number 6, Carver Blue for the Fahey's.
Racing, no decision, a touch slow, and Timmy Trumpet the same, and Miss Eldora the same, and out wide the speed comes Carver Blue and Dirk the Jerk, and Dirk the Jerk goes to the lead, but Carver Blue hugs the rail, and 3 lengths away, no decision, wheels into it, and bursting through to 4th was Timmy Trumpet. Gaps back the others, then we got Corborn Christie is followed around there by Jojo. Miss Eldora a long way from them, just ahead of it, Ebert Bale across the top they come. It's Carver Blue in front of Dirk the Jerk, no decision out wide, and Timmy Trumpet punching up the centre. Carver Blue's holding, and Carver Blue's in the cup from Dirk the Jerk, no decision, followed across by Timmy Trumpet 4th. Next to go by was Jojo.
The early speed there came from Carver Blue and Dirk the Jerk, and from there it looked to be a race in 2. No decisions, come home well for 3rd. I've been in touch with Dave Fahey, who said, the dogs seem to go better when he doesn't come with them.
46 Group 1s, he thinks. Wow. And I think you were saying nearly 100 Group 1 and 2.
And 2s combined.
Yeah. They first got 2005 New Zealand Derby was their first Group 1 win with Willie Watts. You're looking at about 11 years. So you're looking at about 4 a year, and we only have, well, it's varied over the years as to how many Group 1s we've had, but say 11 or 12. It's just a phenomenal record. And here's Carver Blue at $10.80. And we thought, if he'd drawn the inside, well, maybe he'd be a chance. Well, the Faheys know how to peak a dog, that's obvious. And they've got him to run a split of, Dirk the Jerk, I guess the opening split, 4.94, but Carver Blue just a smidgen behind. And, of course, got the rail. And dogs near the inside. Miss Eldora didn't jump, and she got cannoned by the 5. Corborn Christie heading down. The 3 was awkward. Timmy was awkward into those on the outside. No decisions, the dog who got into the right spot, I thought, Elizabeth, and maybe his future's over more ground.
Well, I understand Gary Cleve told me during the week, after the Waterloo Cup, after the New Zealand Cup, that's when he'll give it a go, stepping up over more ground, and that is exciting, that prospect. Also, just want to quickly say, when was the last time we saw a Fahey dog go out paying double-figure odds in a group race?
Yeah, it's a good question. Probably when they had a lot in there and it wasn't the most favoured one, but certainly when they just had one representative there. And it's just always difficult to write them off. It's just a case of writing the scenario for how that would work. Canterbury Kennels, well, look, they were dominant in numbers anyway, but they did come up with the trifecta there. And unfortunately, really going to the first bend, there was probably only 3 winning chances, the top 2, and no decision. You thought on his very best day might have been able to get up from there, but as we say, he just hasn't quite rounded it off. But what a great future they've got with him, as you say, because he's still competitive over the 520, so there's no point skipping out a $100,000 race until you have to. But honours have to go with Carver Blue, and he hasn't been a lucky dog. Remember when he drew the inside of the Derby and there was pressure on the outside, and those inside dogs just sort of got wiped, and he was one of those, but he had his night tonight.
And of course the other feature that we saw not so long ago was the Group 2 Wanganui Stayers taken up by Shandell for Arch Lawrence.
Now starts to draw across the lead where Shandell, she settles about 4th the inside. Can't catch Tim, a clear leader here by 3 lengths on Hoodad Boy, then T Maria. Shandell, the sisters are shoulder to shoulder, then Phantom Way, Lagoon Mai Tai and Big Red Chefs at the back. It's Can't Catch Tim by 3. Going past us, a lap to run from Who Dat Boy. Shandell starts to sneak the inside. Is the rail available? Yes, it is. A couple back there to T Maria, 4 back Phantom Way. 2 behind that Lagoon Mai Tai and Big Red Chev at the back. It still can't catch Tim by 3. Here comes Shandell. T Maria's 4 away. Who Dat Boy starting to stagger. Phantom Way's going a race. Then Lagoon Mai Tai and Big Red Chev to the corner. Can't catch Tim. Shandell looms up the outside. T Maria in behind them. Shandell sweeps to the lead and runs away to score the Wanganui Stars. I think T Maria's got up the second and the sisters will Quinella it again. If so, Can't Catch Tim was brave.
It's been a wonderful win there by Shandell, has stalked the pace throughout with Can't Catch Tim, who's just been nabbed late for second by T Maria, and Arch Lawrence, he gets the Quinella again.
It's happened a lot of times, hasn't it? And she got the run to suit tonight, and she hasn't had that of late from wide draws, bit of trouble. And of course, you can't give bad luck into the equation when you've got dogs like T Maria and Can't Catch Tim that are good enough to cash in, but Shandell got the run tonight and she made the most of it. Thought it was a top run for all 4 dogs. I'm really looking forward to Phantom Way lining up over in a distance again.
They're about to box away for race number 2 at Richmond. We'll be back again before the last row. I'm very keen on the chances of All in Berlin.
Clever Magic, it's back to $1.70 after touching $1.55, but the one they've really come for, number 7, Pride of Athos, $41 into $6.50. Confirmed at every call. Clever Magic goes in with Downworlder, the reserve Lee Cosmic, Pride of Athos, Rick's Mate, Blue Margarita, Evangelos, Premier Sprite. All loaded away, green lights on. Race 2 from Richmond, they're set. Racing, Clever Magic began beautifully and carves to the lead early over Downworlder and Premier Sprite the inside. They'll followed next by Evangelos, Blue Margarita, well back Rick's Mate, Lee Cosmic. Pride of Athos is last down the side. Clever Magic led by a length and a half. Premier Sprite, the kennel mate, comes after it. 4 lengths away was Blue Margarita, the Evangelos, Downworlder to the bend. Clever Magic in front, Premier Sprite diving late. Clever Magic, Premier Sprite, I reckon. A nose, Clever Magic and Blue Margarita ran third. 4th in was Evangelos, and a gap back then to Pride of Athos, Downworlder, Rick's Mate, Lee Cosmic. Photo called for. Number 2's got it. Number 2, Premier Sprite has got it. 1 Clever Magic second, 22.85 the time.
Race 2, Richmond, 2, 1 and 6 back-to-back victories there for Premier Sprite. $6 and $1.20 the price the tote was offering. Tropical race nights. 7th and 14th of October, mobile pace. This is a rating 48 with conditions over 2,200 metres, and Pay Me Overs is the favourite. This horse was last start running 11th in the harness duels for the 2-year-old fillies and behind Party On. It had only had 1 start prior and finished 6th on that occasion. It's come up as the favourite, Mark Cookson. What can you tell us about this horse's preparation here? Pay Me Overs, the $2.80 favourite and the 9th.
Well, I tell you what, the Reid McMullen team, they've gone well tonight and they'll have this horse in good order. The publications had the horse as having the removable deafeners off, but there has been a late gear change on her. She will go round with the removable deafeners on. That late gear change blinds off. And Zach Butcher, he's unbeaten tonight and he's currently the country's leading reinsman with his successes tonight at Alexandra Park. And driving this horse, Pay Me Over, so there is a lot to like about it. Obviously good enough to race in the duels, and comes here to Alexandra Park for the 2nd time in its career, stepping up in trip 2 to the 2,200 metres in a race which is a bit of a minefield. As we take a look at that Richmond result, 2, 1, 6 and 4, 2 Premier Sprite, 5.30, 1.30, 1 Clever Magic, $1, 6 Blue Margarita, 2.20, 1 and 2 Quinella, 2.20, 216 Trifecta, 216, 24.90, 2164, first 4, $129.20. Double, 5 and 2, 3.80, 5-1 concession at $4.90. Opened at $2.90 last night, Pay Me Overs, into $2.80 now on option 519. Second favourites number 6, MT Pockets, and then Calandra Babe, I should say, the daughter of El Sue, who's coming off a workout win on the 30th of July, where it hit the line nicely on that occasion in preparation for this. Robbie close up for a family reunion. Had a winner last night at Fulbury Park, and up here for family commitments and taking drives here tonight. This one for Michelle Wallace and Bernie Hackett, the mare by El Sue out of an Albert mare. 4 starts for Zip, but start number 5 can certainly get some in this race where there's only the 7 runners in it. 7 in the book, that is Luna de Mille. It opened at $4 with the bookmakers last night, out to $4.80. First run since June of 2015 at the races. Did run second at the workouts to the Phantom Toll Booth, who won in a fresh state at Cambridge just the other day. And Luna de Mille did go on to run another workout second 7 days ago, or just under that now. But first race day run for trainer Stuart Ashworth, and looking to get that elusive maiden victory, or at least get some sort of placing on the board too. It's an 8 starts for Zip in terms of what's on the form line. Todd McFarlane is the driver, and hopefully we've got him there. Spoke to him earlier tonight about the chances of this mare by McArdle out of an Arts Place mare. What were your impressions of the recent workouts, as it's been a long time since we've seen this horse at the races?
Yeah, look, she's been off the scene for 12 months. Dave McGowan drove her last week at the trials, and he told me she trialled up really well. She's probably a bit of a drop back tonight to what she raced last campaign. So she's another one who probably can feature.
So there's Todd McFarlane about the chances of his charge here, the one he drives, Luna de Mille, number 7 in the book. 951.9 live units in the pick 6 so far. Been a pretty textbook in terms of how this evening has really gone, but now we get to the tougher 2 legs of the quaddie in the pick 6. This one for the paces, and then the last, the maiden trot, coming up at 14 minutes after 10. Both tough races, and hopefully you have gone wide. I've gone 8, 5, 7 and 2, 8, 5, 7 and 2 in this one, liking Calendar Babe off the back of the workout performances. Aaron, what about you? Race number 9.
In the way of 5, 7, 2 and 6, just note Pay Me Overs will still race with the removable deafeners in here, so the blinds do come off. The removable deafeners stay with Pay Me Overs. The American Ideal filly did start on Jules Day, was beaten 13 lengths in behind Party On. Zach Butcher for the Reed McMullen team was placed at the workouts last Saturday. 7 Luna de Mille, the workout form around her's been good. The McArdle mare, now with Stuart Ashworth, Todd McFarlane. The 2L Classique, I thought its last start run on this track was okay, off a bad second row draw, only 3.5 lengths off Janet Guthrie on that occasion. Comes up with the right draw tonight. Andre Potama's $10 and $3.40, a nice each way bet here in the 9th. Just remember only the 2-place tote dividends. However, you can have, of course, first 3 or top 3 with the final field fixed odds, and we'll put in the 6 Empty Pockets. Comes out of that same race as El Classique, in behind Janet Guthrie, only 4 lengths off the winner there. 5, 7, 2 and 6, but it's a wide open affair. The 9th on the card, the Tropical Race Nights, 7 and 14 October mobile pace.
Thank you, Aaron, and just reiterating Pay Me Overs with the removable deafness staying on. The blinds off, sliding blinds off Luna de Mille in this race, which is an MR pace. So these horses haven't won a race, and they're rated a wee bit differently in terms of the new handicapping system. First time for that tonight here at Alexandra Park. So they will increase 1 rating point for a placing, 2nd, 3rd or 4th, and lose a point for placing 5th or worse. All other horses with their ratings rated R stay the same for a placing 2nd, 3rd or 4th, and lose a point for finishing 5th or worse. Of course, some of these ratings are at the handicapper's discretion in a lot of these cases. So MR's rated slightly differently until they win a race, and then they go on to the other rating system, the regular rating system for race winners. In behind the mobile here for race number 9.
51.9 live units remaining in the pick 6 competition. With the runners in behind the yellow bar arm for the 9th on the card. El Classics drawn down on the inside. Calendar Babe on the unruly. Set and ready. Green lights up and they're off in the Tropical Nights. 7 and 14 October mobile pace, and El Classic with nice gate speed will hold up the early lead. Empty Pockets looking to come forward. Art of Gold has dropped down onto the back of El Classic. They're followed then by It's Okay Being Better on the outside. Pay Me Overs as they scoot around the stables corner first time. Luna de Miles back in the field with Calendar Babe. So El Classic takes it up. The El Sumir, Andre Potama in the sulky, a length and a half over Art of Gold. Empty Pockets obliged to sit park for Salish Abernathy, and 4th and 3 back on the inside. It's Okay Being Better for the Chief David Butcher. Zach Butcher's in the 1-1 with the race favourite Pay Me Overs. Calendar Babe second last, pacing on the inside of Luna de Mile and Todd McFarlane. 1600 to go. The lead time in 44.5 in the Tropical Race Night. 7 and 14 October pace. They're about to turn off the back, and El Classic leads a length and a quarter over Empty Pockets on the outside of Art of Gold, getting the nice drag along in the trail for Hayden Cullen. 1-1 Pay Me Overs around It's Okay Being Better. There followed Luna de Mile, and back last as they pace to the lane is Calendar Babe and Robbie Close. So a lap and a quarter left to go under the ribbon of light in the 9th on the card, and the opening quarter posted in 30.7. El Classic leads. Empty Pockets second and Park. Back on the inside, Art of Gold's had a nice run in transit. As two race favourite Pay Me Overs, the American Ideal filly 1-1. Judge Bellin 1 to go. Then It's Okay Being Better. Luna de Miles got the helmet of the race favourite. And back last is Calendar Babe. 900 to go around the stables corner. Their final time. And El Classic still leads by a length. On the outside, Empty Pockets. Back on the inside, Art of Gold. Now, It's Okay Being Better came away from the markers as Pay Me Overs has drifted out. So Pay Me Overs, the race favourite, drifting out, is going to be pulled up here by Zach Butcher. 31 and 4 was the second quarter. Calendar Babe and Robbie Close start their claim around runners, and Luna de Mile will get a drag home on the back of that, and the race favourite will be pulled up. Pay Me Overs, off the back they come. El Classic leads Calendar Babe. Empty Pockets, Art of Gold for the passing lane, running 200 metres time. It's Okay Being Better, and Art of back in the field there now as they come to the corner was Luna de Mile. 29 and 5 was a back straight quarter. El Classic, Potama goes for home, a length and a half. Empty Pockets, Calendar Babe. Art of Gold getting off the leaders back. El Classic, Art of Gold, Empty Pockets on the outside. El Classic holding on. Art of Gold, Empty Pockets rushing now. El Classic, Empty Pockets on the outside. You won't have Empty Pockets tonight if you backed them. Empty Pockets in from second. El Classic, Art of Gold third. Then Luna de Mile, Calendar Babe, It's Okay Being Better. And we'll need the steward's report to find out what happened with Pay Me Overs. Zach Butcher's pulled up the race favourite. And 245.4, 58.6, 29 was the final 400 metres. Empty Pockets did all the work out parked here. Salish Abernathy for Pukikawa trainer Steve Green. Congratulations to the team. Win one at start 11. Got to go collect gelding, and has showed plenty of guts and determination too to get back to El Classic and beat it on the line. Art of Gold will be the third across, and Luna de Mile to make up your first four. Tropical Race Night, 7 and 14 October, mobile pace.
Official placings race 9, the Tropical Nights on 7th and 14th of October mobile pace. These placings subject to an inquiry. 623784. 623784. Horse 6, Empty Pockets, paced the 2200 metres in 245.36. A mile rate of 2 minutes.9. Last 858.6, last 429. The margins are half neck, 3/4, 4 lengths. 623-784, race 9, subject to an inquiry. The tropical race nights on the 7th and 14th of October, mobile pace.
Inquiry into the second place, 2L Classic, possibly running into the passing lane, so stewards will review the tapes there on L Classic number 2. Back at the head of the field, Empty Pockets, raced by PS Green along with Mrs SL England. Steve Green trained at Pukikawa, Saleh Shabanathi. Empty Pockets have got to go collect 5-year-old Bay Gelding out of Trada Mur and was bred by Alabar New Zealand Limited. Back at the head of the field, Pat Gubb down there, part of the victory celebrations, a race night steward here of the Auckland Trotting Club. Empty Pockets breaks her maiden tonight, or his maiden tonight, pretty gritty fashion too. 2L Classic, the subject of the inquiry, El Sue Classic Council, brown 5-year-old mare for the Delaney's, Miss J and Miss P. Matthew Salavio trained at Pukikawa, Andre Potama, 3 Art of Gold, Artificial Tall Blonde 5-year-old Bay Gelding, SK Judson the owners, Shane Judson trained at Puki, and Hayden Cullen. The totes will see Empty Pockets a return for the win, $4.60 for the place, $3.10. $4.60 and $3.10. 2L Classic, subject of the inquiry, $3.90. $3.90. 3 Art of Gold, no third dividend. Provisional Quinella, $16.70, $16.70. Provisional Trifecta, $328 even, $328. Provisional first 4 on the numbers 6, 2, 3 and 7, $1,245.40, $1,245.40. Pick 6, 1 leg to go, 196.02 live in Pick 6, 196.02 live units remaining in Pick 6. Last on the card is the Book Your Christmas Party at Alex Park Trot. Over the 2,200 metres, Chevron Sweetheart number 1, Michelle Wallace, $2.80 into $1.40. 6 Granado, James Stormont, $3.72.10. 4 Demoiselle, Zach Butcher, $4.90 and $3.10. 2 Bro Forks S and Sean Grayling, $7.70 and $2.30. King David number 5 at $8.50. And $3.10. Siren Sounds in race 9 at Effects number 2. L Classic second across the line. Possible breach of the passing lane rules. So we'll wait and see with the stewards and JCA the outcome of that inquiry.
Ready to run, 12th and final on Cup Night set. Racing All in Berlin's come out well, and so too Homebush Ramona, and tucked in behind them Ginger Cole, followed through by Americano, the outside there for a Power Lachlan, back behind them too. Botany Win and one right out the back there. Knuckle Bump missed the start badly. All in Berlin in front here of Homebush Ramona and Ginger Cole and Americano. Down they come, All in Berlin is home for a Wanganui victory in the last from Homebush Ramona, followed back behind them then by Ginger Cole. Americano next to go by, followed through by Botany Win. Well back, a Power Lachlan, Knuckle Bump bombed the start badly. All in Berlin. Gee, late tote money, $2. 17 and 71, good enough in the last for All in Berlin. Whipped around to the lead past Homebush Ramona and has run on by. Ginger Cole into a clear third. Americano wide on the corner, pushing a Power Lachlan wider. Botany Win, who was slow to go again tonight. Finishing towards the rear with Knuckle Bump, who bombed the start completely. 8, 4, 1 and 3, 3/4 by 3 and 3/4 by 1 length have been the margins in the last. Brian Marsh trains here at Wanganui for Brian and partner Susie Kite. And we watched them charge into the bend, pace from Homebush Ramona, but All in Berlin swept around the outside. And gee, they were scattered, weren't they? Elizabeth, you're only as good as your last tip, so that makes you head home satisfied, I hope. Good working with you tonight.
Great working with you too, Mark. It's only taken about 12 races or something to find a winner, but 8 All in Berlin back at the head of the field. Congratulations to Brian Marsh. I've always really loved this greyhound, and it's great to see her back in winning form. She's jumped well off the 8. She's used up a wee bit of track as she tends to do, but she was too far out in front and wins the last really crunched in late on the tote here, closing off at around $2 on the tote, which was at $2.80 fixed stills not that long ago. So a lot of late money for her. 4 Homebush Ramona, she's done a good job here for second, and 1 Ginger Cole has finished in third money. I will have that result for you all official very shortly, but it's been a wonderful night to racing here. Carver Blue, of course, taking out the Group 1 Wanganui Cup final, and Shandell Quinellering with her sister Tea Maria in the Group 2 Wanganui Stayers. There is the result, 8 all in Berlin, in fact 231.30. 4 Homebush Ramona, 220, and 1 Ginger Cole, $1.30. Quinella pays $13, trifecta $48.40. First 4, 8, 4, 1 and 3, $127.40. All the exotics are the double across the last couple of races. One with $8, $12, the concession one with $4, $7, the treble 4, 1 and 8, $42.10. The quaddie, with that quaddie carry forward the pool reaching over $10,000. 6 foot 1 and 8, $392.20, and place 6 has returned $16.10. That has wrapped a wonderful night's racing here at Hattrick Raceway. The Wanganui Greyhound Racing Club do a wonderful job here on track, and Carver Blue, all honours with the Fahey's, taking out a Group 1 feature in Shandell and Tea Maria get the Quinella in the Group 2 Wanganui Stayers. And that is our night here at Hattrick Raceway. I want to say a big thank you particularly to Bruce Blake here, member of the team who's brought along his heater to keep me warm throughout the night, so I'm eternally grateful. Always a pleasure working with the wonderful team here at Hattrick Raceway. On behalf of Mark Rosanowski, the wonderful team, and myself, it is a very good evening.
And good evening to you too, Elizabeth. He's a great man, our Blakey. Always ventures down here to Christchurch for Cup Week and keeps everybody warm. Big thank you to everybody there in the Central Districts for a wonderful night of racing. Of course, Shandell heading the form line for the distance final there. He's a hard man to stop, isn't he, Arch Lawrence, when he takes his greyhounds to the races. A little bit of rain falling here in Christchurch for those of you who are doing your form for tomorrow's Grand National Steeplechase Race Day. So currently a slow 8 track there, and just been outside for a bit of a walk around, and there's a little bit of water on the surface of the ground, which may suggest that tomorrow we might have a worse track than what it says today. Race number 3, Port Perry Harness, is where we head next. Woodland Stud, Class 1 to 3 meres, mobile pace, real quick, $1.85, $1.07. That race due in around 90 seconds.
Stonewall Stud is looking to train your next winner.
No doctor needed in front. Better be amazed. Beautiful drive, Scotty.
Get involved with our winning team by contacting Jill at stonewallstud.co.nz.
Racing and sports odds take a giant leap skyward with multi-bets. Our new tap and bet feature means it's now easier to combine multiple races or matches into the same bet to lift the odds to galactic levels. The more events you add, the higher your winnings could go. Whether you bet on the same sport or racing event or combine different codes, every multi can hype up the excitement and winnings. Lift the odds with a multi-bet. TAB, are you in?
TAB Trackside 1 here on this Friday evening. We're 30 seconds away from race number 3 at the Port Perry Harness, the first leg of the double on races 3 through to 4. We'll get the selections up for you for meeting code 25 race 3, 5, 4, 8 and 3 from Jim Jakes, 5, 4, 8 and 3. Number 5, Real Quick, is his top selection. This pacer is by El Sue. Its most recent run was a third from 3 on the second row in a 156 mile rate at Globe Derby Park, and it comes to Port Perry as a $1.85 favourite. Hearing through protest dismissed there at Alexandra Park. Protest is dismissed, so paying as they passed the post. For harness racing followers in Australia tonight, Pacing Major was victorious in his lead-up race to the Breeders' Crown semi-final. Nice to see Mark Purdon taking on the older horses, and he was too good there. Over on TAB Trackside 1, Spirit Rider has just taken out the first of the 3-year-old colts in Gelding's heats, and later on this evening, through from Ballarat, the harness racing there, John and Robert Dunn have one of their paces that they've taken over there in Music. It goes around at 28 minutes to midnight. Does Music, the son of Liz Mara. He's been good enough to pace around 2:38 around Fulbury Park, so you would imagine on that he'd be competitive over in Australia. He has his first start there, raced by Greg Brodie, and it takes on a field of 7 at Ballarat, meeting code 23, that is race 8 at 28 minutes to midnight tonight. Alexandra Park after this for race number 10. It wraps the night there with the Book Your Christmas Party at Alex Park Maiden Trot over 2,200 metres at 14 minutes past the hour. And that will see Chevron Sweetheart as the $3.20 tote favourite ahead of Demoiselle at $4.50. We're with Mark Cookson after Jim Jake's description of the third at the Port Perry Harness.
3 on the program, Woodland Stud Pace. Heat 1. Set to go. Favourite Real Quick, slow away, she's a party doll. Now, showing a bit of speed there was Little Foo, but Millwood Chloe is being outpaced by Little Foo. Gets a long neck to a metre in front, but Millwood Chloe's got the inside. Real Quick settles third. Waiting to see what happens up front. Millwood Chloe kicks through to take the lead from Little Foo, and now Real Quick presses forward. It's going up strongly to challenge for the lead. Millwood Chloe being attacked by Real Quick, who's got nearly the full length over. He had to work on a Wayne Hill, but he's going to take it to the front. Millwood Chloe will take the set. Little Foo settles down in third placing behind those. This leaves Alcavort left facing the breeze. She's a party doll behind those as they sort out their positions now. One out, one back in second last placing was Sabrina Miss, and Rip It Up Sister at the tail end of the field. She's a bit keen, Real Quick. He fired her out of the mobile, and she's on a tight range. She leads away by full sulky's length, and second placing Millwood Chloe, then Little Foo. Alcavort, she's got the hard work there, facing the breeze. Sabrina Misses on her back. She's a party doll on the inside, a Rip It Up Sister. Real Quick out in front. She closed at $1.70 for the win, $1.70 for the place. There's no third dividend though, and she's in front by a full sulky's length. He just pulled something there, the earplugs or hood or something, gives her a tickle up. Alcavort in second placing, Millwood Chloe on the inside. Off the track trying to improve was Rip It Up Sister, Sabrina Miss in the centre. Little Food travels well, but she can't get clear. Danny's got a tight hold on her. She's a party doll, the opposite, under pressure, losing ground. They went 28-4 and 30.4, gave them a 58-8 first half, then a 29-2. Real Quick in front, leads by a long neck in front of the stablemate Alcavort. He's trying to lift on the outside. Real Quick's under pressure. Alcavort's still a long neck away to a metre. Little Foo's getting up on the inside. She's a place chance in Sabrina Miss. Real Quick in front, the favourite. Little Foo's coming quickly. Real Quick just held on to beat Little Foo. Oh, Tyson Linky trifecta, because holding on for third there was Alcavort. Now, fourth placing either Sabrina Miss or Millwood Chloe. Rip It Up Sister got tired, and she's a party doll, may have beaten her home.
190-160 Real Quick had to burn for the lead. Ad has just held on by the best part of a neck. Confirmation shortly. Race number 10, Alexandra Park, to complete the night here for you. I can tell you in terms of Will Pays around the pick 6 there. All runners are covered. The short way home is Chevron Sweetheart, 696. Granado, 832. Then 1,042 for Demoiselle. 1,400 for Broforks S. 2,900 King David. And 10,258 for Haley's Last. The first lead taken by Aliante, 1 over the moon into Zach Maguire. Natural MT Pockets, who will take the last leg. Mark, you got your best bet home in Zach Maguire. Help the punters out here, because this looks like an interesting race.
Interesting's one way of putting it, Matt, on a night where things, up until that previous race, where we saw a wee bit of drama with Pay Me Overs being drastically pulled out of the race down the back the final time. The rest of the night's been pretty textbook in terms of getting it bang on. Started off with Ray Green's impressive run earlier tonight. Did continue later on in the night, as you did mention, with Zach Maguire. And speaking of Zach Butcher, careering away with a great night, taking the Stonewall Stud Drivers' Challenge with still a drive to come. He drives Demoiselle here. It's in the favouritism in this tough event where we're 4 minutes away. And I did put Demoiselle On Top was fourth in a workout last Saturday at Pukekohe. It's been a bit spacious in terms of its race day runs, lined up 3 starts ago last November. Was fresh up on the 24th of June and ran third off the 2200 metre stand at the Unruly there, and that was a third to War Machine, and then backed up on the 15th of last month and ran fifth to Gotta Go Twinkle on that occasion. And it was beaten 7 lengths on that occasion, was only beaten 2 on the 24th of June run, so it's been freshened again here, Demoiselle, and has had the workout to prepare, and Zach Butcher certainly in form. There's a look at Granado, $3.80 last night with the bookmakers. It's drifted out to $4. Pacifiers come off, one of a couple for Richard Brosnan in our last on the card. This one a son of Pegasus Spur. It placed in that Gotta Go Twinkle race in which Demoiselle ran 5th and back on the 15th, and was running on nicely that day, beaten 3.5. Today, looking to break its maiden at start 12. That third last time was one of just 2 placings this gelding has had in its career. Support 2 for number 2, Broforks S. Sean Grayling takes the drive, $5.80 last night with the bookmakers. Now Broforks S, $5.50, so coming a wee bit with the bookmakers. Information through thanks to Cameron Shaw for chasing down all of the information on that previous race on the card. Pay Me Overs, the vet's report, horse was slow to recover, had a high heart rate, and Zach Butcher pulling the horse up, saying it felt no good in the run. So there we go. That's the latest on the favourite who was pulled out, Pay Me Overs, in the previous race number 9, and the inquiry was of course dismissed into whether El Classique and Andre Putama kept a straight line and allowed the passing lane for the runners which were entitled, but no change to placings in the previous race number 9. And Matt's given you the Will Pays and the pick 6. We're still alive there, and considering the minefield of that race, it didn't have the winner in my top 4, empty pockets, but I had it in the quaddie in pick 6, so still alive there, and 196.02 are still alive going into this final leg tonight. Aaron White, we come upstairs to you, and how do you see us out in tonight's last?
Yeah, I've gone with Granado. I've always been a Granado fan, so let's hope he can break his maiden tonight at start 12. James Stormont, Richard Brosnan. Over the 1, Chevron Sweetheart. 2 good placings in her last couple of goes. The Love You Mia, they are behind Gotta Go Twinkle and Dinky Row. 4 Speedy Lever, I should say the 4 Demoiselle was good fresh up, went 3rd and behind War Machine. Then had to sit parked back on the 15th of July and battled home for 5th there. Zach Butcher looking for 5 winners on the card tonight, and also looking to bookend our opening night for 2016-17. And the 2 Broforks S certainly has to be considered in the mix here too for Sean Grayling. 6, 1, 4 and 2 to wrap up the night.
Thank you, Aaron. Numbers through from Port Perry there, 5, 4, 8 and 6. Real Quick, 190, 160. 4 Little Foo, 230. And Our Cavort, number 8, no third dividend. 4, 5 Quinella, 290. 5, 4, 8 Trifecta, $8.60. 5, 4, 8 and 6. First 4 paid $133.10. Raptor Treble, 9, 9 and 5. $229.20 on race number 3. We're back here in 2 weeks at Alexandra Park on the 26th of August. It's Cambridge next Thursday night, with a big pick 6 expected after it wasn't struck at Forbury for a Thursday night. So we're back here in 2 weeks at Alexandra Park. Franklin workouts, there'll be 9 tomorrow down at Franklin Park. So Matt's given you the pick 6 Will Pays in the quaddie. 1 Chevron Sweetheart, 165. 2 Broforks S, 325. 1100 Speedy Lavros, Demoiselle, 261. King David, 700. Granado, 224. And Haley's Last at 1900. You need the numbers 7, 3 and 6 to be alive in tonight's guaranteed $40,000 late quaddie. So race number 10, about to wrap up the first night of the season here at Alexandra Park. It's been a pretty good night of racing, and you will do it again in 2 weeks' time. Matt did mention the runner from the Robert Dunn team music going around tonight. Tomorrow night, Franco Cristiano in that MO at Melton up against Waikiki Beach and Meningate. That'll be at 10:30 on trackside 2 tomorrow night. Looking forward to that out of Australia as we head towards seeing more Kiwis in action in the Breeders' Crown at the end of the month, the finals there. Stepping up for the last here tonight, though, here's Aaron.
Park, and they're underway here in the last. You book your Christmas party at the park, and refusing to go was Speedy Lavros, so we're down to a half a dozen as they get underway. Broforks S and Sean Grayling to take up the early running from Chevron Sweetheart as they turn onto the stables corner. They're followed by Demoiselle and King David back on the inside. They're followed back in the field then to Halley's Last and Granado as King David now goes for a gallop up ahead of those and still off stride out the back. Is their Speedy Lavros. So into the back straight they go. And leader is Broforks S and Sean Grayling, leading by a length and a half from Chevron Sweetheart. Michelle Wallace with the race favourite, getting the Lovely Drag in the trail. Demoiselle, Zach Butcher gunning for 5 successes on the card tonight. It to come forward up on the outside. 3 lengths away in the field to Halley's Last. In fact, Granado in front of Halley's Last and further away in the field to King David. And well out of commission. In fact, pulled up and into the showers early will be Speedy Lavros. Lead time in 51.2, and Demoiselle getting over now Broforks S as they work onto the lane with a lap and a quarter left to go. Then Chevron Sweetheart, Halley's Last, has galloped on the outside of its stablemate Granado, and there's a break of 10 lengths away to King David. The opening quarter 31.6, and Demoiselle still working hard. The Angus Hall mare finally wrestles the lead off Broforks S, so Zach's in front and 3 back on the inside, Chevron Sweetheart. And then Granado, I'd say they're the winning chances. There's 20 lengths away in the field, Halley's Last and King David. And already in the showers, Speedy Lavros as they skirt around the stables corner final time this evening. And Demoiselle, it's been the night of Zach Butcher. He's gunning for 5 successes. He took the first 3 on the program tonight, 32.5, and also our feature pace. Leads from Broforks S, 3 back on the inside, Chevron Sweetheart. 2 lengths away, Granado. Chevron Sweetheart's about to come forward to bring Granado into the race, 600 to go. There'd be 12 lengths away in the field then to Halley's Last, and with that is King David. The Square Gate as they turn off the back for the last race for last race for the first night of the new season, and Demoiselle leads from on the outside. Chevron Sweetheart right there to issue its challenge now. 32 was a back straight quarter. Granado's about to get to the outside. Broforks S will wait the passing lane. Chevron Sweetheart goes to Demoiselle. Granado a length and a half off these, and back on the inside Broforks S homeward bound. Chevron Sweetheart, Granado, Broforks S on the passing lane. Chevron Sweetheart with a nice kick though over Granado, Broforks S, and then Demoiselle. Chevron Sweetheart gets her victory tonight. She does it nicely, the Love You mare. Second Broforks S, and they were followed by Granado. Then came Demoiselle for 4th. Photo for 5th between Halley's Last and King David. Pulled up on the journey was Speedy Lavros, 256.7, 61.2 the half, and 29.2 the final 400 metres. Chevron Sweetheart a maiden no longer. Small Car World Limited, Graham Byrne, congratulations. Win 1 at start number 5. Broforks S has tried hard there in second. Granado will make up the trifecta, and the first 4 placing there. Who do we have? Demoiselle, the 4. Book your Christmas party at Alex Park to wrap up the night, and it goes the way of Chevron Sweetheart.
Official placings, race 10, the Book Your Christmas Party at Alex Park maiden trot. 1, 2, 6, 4, 7, 5. 1, 2, 6, 4, 7, 5. Horse 1's Chevron Sweetheart trotted the 2200 metres from a stand in 256.67. Mile rate of 29.2. Last 861.2. The 429.2. The margins 1 3/4 lengths, 2 1/4 lengths, 2 1/2 lengths. 1, 2, 6, 4, 7, 5. Race 10. Book your Christmas party at Alex Park, Maiden Trot.
And Chevron's easy for the final call tonight from Judge Graham McLennan for Small Car World Limited. Graham Byrne, the breeder and owner. And a win 1 at start 5. Michelle Wallace, Bernie Hackett, the preparers out of Waiuku. Michelle doing the driving, secures its maiden success in good fashion in the last. Number 2, Broforks S for second. Armbro Invasion, 6-year-old Bay Gelding out of Honey Hellink for GR Dormer. AS Grayling and R.A. Darby. Ray Darby trained at Patamahoe and Sean Grayling. And the 6 Granado there for third, a Pickers a Spur. 5-year-old Bay Gelding at a Strapless for Mrs. P.A. Donnell. Miss S.D. Brosnan, L.M. Gurney and Mrs. J.L. Brosnan. Richard Brosnan trained at Ardmore and James Stormont. So Paul Lowther was down there, part of the victory celebrations. A race night steward here of the Auckland Trotting Club. 1 Chevron Sweetheart returns $2.50 and $1.30, $2.51.30. 2 Broforks S, $3.40, $3.40 and 6 Granado, no third dividend. Quinella, $4.50, $4.50. Trifecta, $31.60, $31.60. First 4, $68.30, $68.30. 6 and 1 in the final double. Empty Pocket, Chevron Sweetheart, $11.20. $11.20, 6 and 2 concession, $9.80, $9.80. 3 natural, 6 empty pockets, 1 Chevron Sweetheart treble, $33.30, $33.30. The final quaddie, 1 Zach Maguire, 3 natural, 6 empty pockets, 1 Chevron Sweetheart, $165 even. 165. Play 6 tonight, $45.70, $45.70. And pick 6, 7 Aliente, 8 1 over the moon. 1 Zach Maguire, 3 natural, 6 empty pockets, 1 Chevron Sweetheart, 57.42. Winning units in pick 6, $696.60. $696.60 for the 57.42. Winning units in pick 6. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we trust you've enjoyed the opening night of the new season, 2016-17, here at Northern Headquarters. We look forward to having your company in 2 weeks' time, Friday, August the 26th. Until then, from the commentary box, Aaron White bidding you all a very good evening and a safe weekend.